What is up, everybody? Okay, so they buffed Rama. It's good, but it doesn't really fix him. And I don't think Rama was really fixable in one buff anyway, though. He needs to be buffed again, I think, to kind of complete the set. But they buffed his NP. Does more damage now, like all NP buffs do. He does Buster resistance down after damage, 20% 3 turns. So basically Vlad's buff, but for Buster. But then if he is fighting demonic, he'll also drain their NP. And it's not a chance thing, he'll just drain their NP. So it's pretty good, it's just I think he needs a skill buff to go along with it to really work out. By the way, for no reason, I've just not been collecting my SQ in summon tickets on my main account, because we're on my main account right now. Hey, how the hell do you say your name? Blanc? Yuzumi? Yuzuma? Blanc I can handle, but thank you for the 7 months. Yeah, I got a login streak in there. Here, let's grab our SQ, see how much we're working with here. Man, I tell you, that Calamity Jane Calamity is just, we're so behind where I was. Okay, who's got the best Rama? I have my own, but he's not very good. So if somebody in chat has a better Rama, I'll take it. We don't need, it doesn't have to be amazing, but we'll take, okay, well, if there's someone literally named Rama with 10, 10, 10, NP1, but here, I'll go ahead and add them just in case we don't get anything better. You're really confident in that, huh, Fury? Dude, if they added a solo raid up for Tesla, I would roll. I'd roll right now. Like, if he was rated up right now, I would roll. But, got NP2 slotted. That's, I wonder, I don't even know which, maybe we test both. I don't know which one of those is better, NP2 80 or NP1 90. Probably depends on what you're doing. If you're doing burst stuff, probably NP2. If you're just gonna keep going and going and going, probably the 90 because of the normal card damage catching up with things. I need to just level mine at some point. Good old 10, 10, 10 though, feels good. Please fix Jekyll and Hyde. Yep. Hey Zarek, 23 months. A little bit of time there, casual 2 years about. Okay, well, I guess first things first, maybe we go fight the dragon. Hey look, it's better Rama, feels bad. He's still better than Rama, by the way. That doesn't, him getting an NP buff doesn't even come close to fixing the off that was. Anybody I can nuke here? I'm assuming that's an ult account because level 50. We haven't logged in a while, so we'll kill that one. I'm assuming he has Red's ults because he hasn't logged in like, is that 8 weeks? Doesn't seem like the normal. I also like how your name is red but blue. I see what you did there. Okay, hopefully that's enough room. If you got a Rama you want to show off, there's my friend code, and you can do !FC to get it again in chat. Alright, let's, I guess smack the dragon and then maybe fight Lobo on a team. That might be depressing though, I don't think he's gonna do that well. I do agree, Fury, that Rama is cooler than him. I want to see what my Rama's NP rank is, I have no idea. I've got some friends that have a really high-end Rama, but none of them are around right now. God, fucking Space Ishtar. You get Space Ishtar twice before you get Calamity Jane once. Stupidest fucking game on the planet, dude. I'm exaggerating. I know I've got a Rama in here somewhere. I could do some inventory cleanup. There we go. Why do I always forget where the NP rank is? Only NP1, wow, after all this time, I would have expected that I would have been spooked by him more than once. That's one of my lowest NP ranked 4 stars, honestly. Most 4 stars at this point I've gotten multiple times. There's a few of them that I have at NP1 because I burned the excess copies because I don't give a shit. But I don't think that's the case with Rama. Level 1 Rama, indeed. Music is not on random. Let me fix that. Run some Mech Warrior music. Yeah, Hurricane P0, but that's, you know, that's a different issue. Alright, we'll do maxes for now. This is basically just pure vanilla Rama right here. This is just, you know, nothing above normal, but, you know, also not lazy, right? Nothing, none of that, like, you know, 5, 6, 7 nonsense. I think Achilles might get buffed just because he's popular, and there seems to be this perception that he's not amazing, even though he is really good. But I could totally see Achilles getting it. But really, I think it could be almost anyone, because, like, none of the 5-star riders are in, like, dire need of a buff. Some need it more than others, sure, but none of them are like, oh god, I gotta be buffed or I'm screwed, right? So I think they can do whatever they want, really. You know, I've never really had any issues looping with Achilles, but, yeah, I don't know. Nemo's pretty new, so I don't see him getting buffed. Iskander got buffed a while ago. Iskander's pretty good. He's actually been buffed twice, I'm pretty sure, and, he's in pretty good shape. Let me get water real quick. Oh, Meb doesn't need a buff at all. What the fuck? She's one of the better riders for sure. Trivializing challenge quests and stuff. Meb, she's a really easy unit to do that with. That being said, she's really popular, so it wouldn't shock me if she got buffed. I mean, really, nothing can shock me for the rider slot. Nothing. I've looked at every 5-star rider, and I'm like, if literally any of these got buffed, I'm not really going to be surprised. And no one really stands out as being like, oh my god, I absolutely got to be buffed because I suck. None of the 5-star riders suck, so it could be anybody. Some people think it's Drake, you know, because she's kind of an older unit and hasn't had any love in a while, but she still performs well, so. Europa could definitely use a bit of a buff, I would say, but she's also so new. It's not like she sucks, right? I do agree that Europa could probably use one, but it's nothing like a unit that, like, you know, Rama that super needs it. I'd say Rama still super needs it, but at least it's a start. Now, Rama will do really well though in Burst with Anniversary Blonde. This stage is actually horrible for him because Rama is just not a long-term unit. He just doesn't work that way. But if you need him to shred a health bar or kill that, if you're fighting like 6 bosses and you need that one Lancer boss to just disappear really fast, he is really good at doing that kind of thing. Not the best hands I've ever had. Yeah, I guess Europa's not that new anymore when I think about it. It's just, I guess she never really got the spotlight when she got added. No one cared from the get-go, so she still almost feels like a novelty. I mean, who the hell ever sees Europa in this game? I feel pretty confident in saying everybody tearing that raid up, aside from whales that couldn't wait. They just waited for Orion to be single rated up. That's when they rolled. There's like 2 guys out there that like Europa a lot, and I'm not hating on Europa, but I mean she's just not that popular. I don't think anybody really hates her. There's a lot of reasons she's pretty forgotten. It's like a huge part of it was because DW added her as a story rate up when she wasn't in the story. So, you know, that was a pretty big hit. And then she was rated up with Orion, who was pretty popular. So, but they were, you know, they rotated, so you didn't have to roll on them both at the same time. And then her toolkit is, you know, it's okay, but it's nothing fancy. She offers absolutely nothing, like, unique as a writer. So, yeah, she was very easily forgotten, and then she wasn't actually in the main story until a long time later. And she didn't play that big of a role, and was very overshadowed by, you know, all the other crazy stuff going on in Lost Belt 5 too. Okay, what are we gonna do here? Our Guts has the heal on it off memory. God, he needs Anniversary Blonde. He needs a lot of things. There's just... I'm looking at his toolkit, man. He needs another buff so bad. Like, he's not shit, right? He's got the bare minimum of what you need to do, you know, throw out some nice damage and, you know, get some stuff done, but... I mean, like... His attack up is 18%, you know? That's whoop-de-doo. And he just has a pretty vanilla Guts with a heal. But putting heal on Guts is one of the most, like, moronical things I've ever seen in this game. And it wouldn't be so bad if his Guts lasted 5 turns, but his Guts only lasts 3 turns, and he heals himself, which means it's less likely for Guts to go off. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I'm glad he got a buff, but I don't really think this helps much. I still think Rama is in a pretty bad spot right now, especially compared to Tunican. He does have nice bursts, you know, yeah, absolutely. He can kill bosses, but that's a pretty low bar at this point. A lot of Sabers can kill bosses, so he needs a skill buff, like, absolutely. Okay, well, we don't use our 3rd skill. We do this. I only have 12 stars. I got you know what, though? We got that 50% crit. I might even do 40-50, even though it won't do the Buster check. Now, oh, right, he does that. Damn it, Rama. Well, maybe I art and try to go around the wheel. Just out of curiosity, I want to know if he can. I want to see if we can get another NP while our Buster Resist is still there. This is Someone Is Always Moving on the Surface. It's the intro song for Armored Core 4 Answer. He's very good. There's another version of this song that they use in the game called Intro. It's kind of an odd name for a song, but and before I don't die in 3 turns and I just wasted Guts. This is gonna be a pretty terrible performance. I should just bring Anniversary Blonde and see what his burst damage is. That's more applicable to him. We are not getting our NP in time. That's pretty sad in a solo. Well, we'll get it next turn. Love his animations, though. Well, we're gonna whiff Guts too. Fuck this dragon. You have 8 stars. This is just sad. But, you know, units with Star Absorb are normally team players anyway, and it is easy to crit with him if you're using, like, Hans or something, so... We'll do team stuff next. And if you are fighting Demonic, he does get a really nice damage boost. 60k at neutral, though. That ain't bad. Yeah, I want to see him in team play. I think that's going to be more applicable to the kind of toolkit he has, and I think we might get some nice crits. 10% chance for glory there. Damn, that would have been so awesome. That's the that command code gives you 30% Buster crit against dragons. after damage resist down is fine if you do enough damage anyway, and it's like, hey, it helps your teammates out, and if you repeat NP, it's even better. And Rama's NP damage is fine. That's certainly not his problem, and it does even more damage now that he got buffed, because they just universally buffed his NP damage, so... let's see. It's so weird that we're gonna heal again off of our third skill. We're living longer than I thought we would. I guess the dragon's been buffing a lot. Look how much NP he has. 32,000 without our crit buff. If we were just critting when we had our crit up skill, it'd be great. Just don't really have a way of doing that. But he will in a team. I'm starting to run this back a bit though, mainly because the dragon's being an idiot, but I'll take it. Okay, Rama, I need you to get your NP, and then we need to make stars, so we're gonna do this. This is gonna maximize our chance of critting on the big turn here. Game, please. So we're actually getting really lucky that the dragon hasn't crit us. Like, so easily could we have died a few turns ago because of that. 20% and 40%. Well, at least we got one. That's really all you can hope for with how low his star gen is. Honestly though, for being level 80 and NP2, right? I mean, just level, it's a 4-star level 80 at neutral. That is not actually that bad of a performance. Started off terrible, but kind of ran it back. Some of that is just insane RNG though, with the dragon never critting and buffing so much early on there. Do I go for that 10%? I think we go for that 10%. One of these days. Oh, that really was better than I thought he was gonna do. I thought we were gonna embarrass ourselves there. Hey, after Zigguard got buffed, Zigguard did just fine here. Also, that one time that he did really bad is because the dragon, if I remember correctly, crit like 1,000,000 times. You know, that was different. But yeah, since Zigguard got buffed, he actually does really well there now. Buster Servants can get further here with the Amakusa CC. The level 100 MP5 Rama might clear this. Yeah, honestly, a super max one. It might not even need to be MP5, maybe MP3. But yeah, the Amakusa one I guess would be good there. Okay, let's see. Team stuff. We got Lobo. That's kind of our go-to team thing. What else do we have though? There's Limbo from 5.5. We've got I mean we got what's her name? Artoria, Lancer Artoria, but he'll wreck that because he's single target, you know, Saber, so that's not too hard. That might be kind of funny to see though. You know, we could use it as just a punching bag to kind of show off what his damage is like. You know, obviously the boss won't live long enough to really show the value, but alright, we'll do that. I can't remember if Limbo has Demon Trait or not when in the tree form. Oh yeah, wait, we got these. Why do I always forget that I have these? Like, these are really good for testing. What is wrong with me? Any of these fucks got a demon? One of them maybe. So do we want to test at neutral? Because that's kind of how you're gonna have to like push harder for, you know, damage numbers and stuff like that. Which one's this? Oh, that's the main story. Oh yeah, we have King Potato Chips. I completely forgot about main interludes, man. I don't know why. Okay, that's St. George. That's a nasty one. Actually, I think he might be able to beat Kiara without a team. If you'd need to be, you know, level 100 and you'd need the right command codes and stuff, but it would not surprise me if he could do it. Caster Guild's too easy. That's like the easiest one. Let's do Siegfried. That's, well, he has AoE. Well, that'll make it more interesting. Okay. The fuck is this team? This, I can't even imagine what this team was for. Clearly, against archer farming or something, I don't know. It's not normally what I would do though. Oh, I think I was doing like an interlude, I think is what that was. Okay, definitely Hans. So rare that I get to play my main account. Really hard. I use a mouse when I'm using Samsung Dex, and it's so much harder to scroll. My God. Say Siegfried, this AoE. Players debuffs, I think when you break his health bar. He casts his anti-dragon skill if you have a dragon on the field. I don't think he does otherwise. So I guess Rama will be the only DPS. Taunts aren't super good here because the boss is AoE. We kind of need to have David, but the boss is a saber, so the music knows. We'll just not. We'll pretend David doesn't have an NP, right? We'll no having David carry, right? The whole point of this is to test Rama, so we're gonna like just act like David's a caster or something, right? And he doesn't really need the invulnerability there, but it lowers his damage, I guess, so that's fine. Yeah, it's a gimmick. One of your units gets NP sealed, and it just happened to hit our front unit. Oh no. Very unlikely that I would use Qingong's NP at any point, so it doesn't really matter which star bomb I use. I'm just going with this one because it's the first one that I saw. It's not hard though to get synergy with budget supports. You don't need stuff like Waver. I mean, Waver's fine. Oh god, Waver would be awesome here, but even with the more budgety stuff, I think his synergy is pretty good. I'd like someone else though that can make stars. Maybe I just do 20-30 on Qingong. Kind of random if the star bomb will be like the right thing at the right time. I actually want to use Fuma because really late into the fight, could get NP'd again. Okay, I know this isn't exactly budget, but it's fun. And it's not like it's gonna do any damage anyway. Although, if everything else is budget, I mean, it really does, you know, wow, you're gonna skill seal them, right? It's not that big of a deal. We'll do, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll do Star Bomb here and 20-30 here. Maybe we do 20-30 on Hans, though. It's a lot of stars at that point. I don't think we'll need it. Or if you just always use low stars, you never go into QP hell in the first place. Yeah, let's keep the Kirby music going here. Okay, so this is at neutral, so, you know, damage-wise, we're gonna have to actually, you know, pump out some numbers here, so. As long as David's not carrying. We have quick down, but that's not a big deal. I'm trying to remember, does Siegfried quick charge when you break his health bar? He does something. Good art chain. Now, we'll do this. Maybe art chain with the other art card. Rama's not a dragon, so we don't have to worry about the hidden dragon skill. We won't even cast it if there's on a dragon out. Although he might cast it when you break his health bar, just because I don't remember what the fuck he casts when you break his health bar. Well, that was a bad start. You know, I probably shouldn't have used that David card. That's a little bit of cheating, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Just got the crit up from Hans is all. Hans missed the attack up on David though, so at least there's that. Missed the 70% crit. Love it. And Rama is having a bad time here. You know what? I'm gonna cast this early, because we're not gonna need the guts for a while. I should have cast that last turn, actually. Okay, Rama. Time to impress us. Do I use this on the next one? Cause, no, we're not gonna NT in 3 turns. That is a fucking pipe dream. QP exists to make you stop rolling for 5 stars. Wow! I gotta say, that's something. Because again, that's class neutral. That would have been like, what, 260? That, I mean, wait, there's no event bonus here. There's no event bonus, no Yang CE. We're not using Merlin, right? That's just Hans. That's just Hans and Rama at level 80. God damn. Not bad, and it's easy to get the crit because of a star absorb. It's just, you know, you need somebody else to make the stars. That's the thing. Okay, well, Hans is not gonna live much longer. I really want him to cast his second skill again, but we'll see. Fucking David, man. That's pretty cool. Well, I worked so hard to save Hans there, and he's just gone, reduced to ashes. We'll take the not crit one. I remember that. I remember that comment, dude. And I remember, oh my god, he kept like replying to people too. That was a comment chain right there. We don't have our nice skills or our crit ups, but I mean, come on, we got double buster card here. Honestly, in a team, I don't think there's much problem. I mean, he's got plenty of damage. He can crit reliably as long as he's got some kind of stars in from his teammates. And then you have some survival to like deal with an AoE and P with guts and things like that. Like, he's not the best 4-star in the game by any means, but it's so easy to get these massive burst turns. And you could, if you have Rama, you summon your friends Merlin. I mean, holy shit, is that going to work well? Man, if that double buster turn was this turn, it'd been a lot better because we would have had the crit up there. But yeah, his burst damage is great in a team context. The problem is, Tunican's burst damage is great in a team context as well, and he kind of does everything Rama does, but a bit better. So, but the NP's nice. The NP does really play into Rama's burst damage, so it's all right. Definitely having some NP gain issues, so it is really nice if you can use Rama with Waver, because Waver's got the crit up and NP battery, or Merlin, same thing. We win next turn though, as long as Rama doesn't die this turn. I could do a really big crit right now if I wanted to. Let's see what he can do with 12 stars and 2 cards. I'm actually kind of curious. It's no Lancelot. Really should have done that next turn, but I just wanted to see. David. Removing the crit down. Oh yeah, I forgot we did that. Oh my god, why did I use this? I shouldn't have used this. Why did I do it? Look at this, we got both our Buster cards and we got Star Bomb. I mean, we're probably gonna kill here anyway, but oh my god, why did I do that? We would have had so much damage here if I hadn't. Let me do slow-mo in case we kill. Because although we don't have Star Absorb, we actually still have decent crit chances here. Yeah, if I had used my first skill right now, we would have won this turn, for sure. Yeah, I don't know why Enkidu gets to be so special like that, but he does. But I think they want Enkidu to be super strong, because he's one of the absolute strongest servants out there, so that makes sense. Still, it's like, geez, dude. Didn't crit with a 70% chance. Got him with the other one, though. Alright. I mean, that was okay. And you can see where if you just summon a friend's Merlin or Waver or whatever, you know, you could get some pretty crazy stuff going. It's not bad. I mean, we literally have no reason to think we're going to have Morgana. And you're conflating Morgana with Morgan. They're not the same thing. And the whole 3 phases in her life thing, that does not... I don't think that translates to 3 servants. That's just stupid. Like, they might do that because people say that so much, but that's so fucking dumb. We already tested Vlad a crap load the other day. Let's see, anything else we want to do with Rama here? Let me make sure we don't have any other Ramas. Probably not, he's kind of a rare. Hey look, it's better Rama. I hate saying that because I like Rama more than Tunican, but look at all these Tunicans though! Like, I heard you wanted to test Rama, and it's just it's better Rama, it's everywhere. It is so frustrating though that Tunican has like a look, there's 3 fucking Tunicans there! And then I got several on my friends list already. Let's see if there was any, hold on, in the all slot. Like, good god, man. Didn't even ask for Tunican, and there's that many. No, there's at least 1 or 2 on here. Yeah, there's actual Rama. Scrolled kind of fast. I think they're in the Saber slot. I know Vol has one. Yeah, there's one. And there's another one. Yeah, I knew there was at least one or two. Yeah, very easy to find Tunican. Not so easy to find Rama. God, that's just sad. Alright, just for funsies. This UI could use some improvement. The sad thing is, if you're a Buster fan now, you can't ever summon Merlin because no one slots Merlin anymore. Not only do people not slot him, way less people have him. Because he was harder to get, because you had Capstar Artoria. They gave the entire player base so much SQ, she was super easy to get. So a lot of people just don't even have him, and if they do, they don't necessarily slot him now because of all this. Do I summon one that I can't use his NP? I guess so. Oh wait, Lost, yeah right, Lost has Merlin, that's right, we'll use Lost. Rama has one? That's actually really funny. That's funny. We don't really need double Merlin though, that's probably too much damage, but we need battery, so I'll probably throw in Waver. Because I have my own Merlin too, so I'll probably do summon a Merlin and then use my Waver or something like that. We're just gonna be nasty here. Oh wait, fuck. No. I have to summon Rama though, so I have to use my Merlin. Damn it. So I can't really show what I was talking about there, but, oh well. So I've got an esports Merlin that I use, because I never use Merlin for actual content, I only use him for when we're buff stacking. So he's got maximum damage bonus, but he has nothing else. And look, this is literally as esports Merlin as you can get. No foe items. He's the minimum level, right, to get all of his skills, and I didn't level him to the cap, right? And then his second skill's not leveled at all, even though his second skill's great, and if you're doing challenge quests, you want his second skill to be 10, so you have like the best uptime on, you know, not dying to NPs and stuff. But, oh hey Faust. Faust, don't you have a super good Rama? I have memory of this. Yeah, you gotta get, if you want, let's see what we got here. But yeah, give me your code, that makes it easier. Cause like your invite won't show up unless I do something to make it reset, or if I just send you an invite and you added me, it's just automatic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Faust does have a good Rama. It is funny to buff stack level like 1 units and stuff like that. Although I don't think my Rama's level 1, I think he's like level 6 or something. The only reason I have not leveled my Rama is because I have friends that have good Ramas. That's the only reason. Oh god, here we go again. I think I did that right. It's so hard when there's no spaces, dude. There we go. Yeah, I thought Faust had at least. I think that one's 90, I think? NP4? Yeah, it's pretty good. Got the Star Absorb command code, I like that. That makes very likely to get stars. Alright, now we're just gonna be pure disgusting. Will also remind me to zeet the app here. Because we are absolutely going to win this. There's no way this is gonna be a fail. This is nice. This is like not a super, like the most maxed out you can be, but it's like, yeah, it's, you know, it's like putting a little, you know, 2 grails. You know, a lot of people do that for 4 stars if they like. So this is like a nice stat line test, I think. We're going to be using such a dumb Merlin, but it doesn't matter. It'll be fine. Probably do switch Mystic Code unless we want more stars. Hans actually kind of makes sense here. We just switch out Merlin. It's a shame to not use Merlin's NP, but this is a shorter fight, so we don't really need it. Good poster girl Merlin. Now that's a fun idea. I wish this fight was longer, because then I could really do some stupid shit like that. You do Poster Girl Merlin, and then he dies, and Waver comes in, and then you do the Switch Mystic Code, right? You could just be like swimming in bullshit supports here. But I feel like Poster Girl Merlin is like, the fight is going to be too short for that to be applicable. Like this is going to be over pretty quick, unless we get like, the only way this isn't going to be over really quick is if the deck just shuffles in horrible ways. That's like the only way I see this taking a minute. Onz's NP is nice, but I kind of just want 20-30. That might be more stars than necessary. Depends on what we do, right? Like, am I going to do Anniversary Blonde or are we going to do Switch? I kind of want to do Switch. Shit is funny, man. Maybe we try I mean, maybe Poster Girl works. Like maybe Lantoria decides to crit Merlin. I mean, he's esports Merlin, right? So he doesn't have as much health. He's got 13,000 though. That's still a lot. I don't see her doing 13,000 in like 2 turns. I don't see that happening. Thankfully, command codes update even if you don't go back. If I just start the stage, whatever command codes you have on, I'll get. I have no idea why that is the case, but it is. So if we got Merlin to die, and then Waver came in, and then we switched, what would we want? We could do Nightingale, could do Qin Gong, could do Shakespeare for just the battery, because I think battery is actually something we want. Could do Scatty for just the big battery, really. Like, it doesn't really do anything but that, but I don't think we need anything but that. Where a double Waver would be nice. Just do another Star Bomb. I don't feel like, though, that Merlin is going to die. I think it might just be smarter to just do Anniversary Blonde and just go with that. But no, we'll see what happens. Maybe he fights the big one here. Yeah, he could do Caesar, but at least one battery. Ishtar didn't do shit to Tiamat. Nobody did shit to Tiamat. Like Quet's in the actual game, when she does her NP, it just bounces off. It just doesn't do anything. Okay, now this is where I wish Lantoria was God Juna, because then you do the invulnerability and you get 2 turns, right? Okay. There's no way Merlin is dying on the first turn, so... This is where just K-Scope is better, though. You just K-Scope, turn 1 MP, and then you, you know, bring in Waver and you just keep going. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Fucking Christ, though. This game... All of Rama cards, or not all of them, but like the Rama cards I'm looking for here are in the next hand. We can still get a nice art crit here, it's just kind of irrelevant. Well, that's disappointing. But, you know, RNG sometimes. I don't even have a Buster card to give him the first card Buster bonus. Now my MP is just gonna do a ludicrous amount of overkill for like no reason. Need harder, boss. If you're trying to do this like the shortest amount of turns, you would go with K-Scope and then you just, you know, MP at turn 1, because you could break on turn 1 with Rama, and then you bring in the battery and you do it again. Well, I think we win next turn, though. Also, we kind of have more stars than any human would ever need. Do I just cast the stuff to just, like, see the damage? Because, I mean, we have so much more damage than we're ever gonna need in any circumstance here. There's no way to get value, really, because we're just gonna overkill so much. Maybe next turn, let's see, the deck just shuffled, so we have one Buster card left. Maybe we do on the next one, because then we'll have the Buster resist down. I'm not gonna have any stars, though. Probably not gonna need them. This would have been a lot better if the deck had just been shuffled differently. 369, it's like Merlin's shit or something. 153. That's 153 when we didn't even use either of our crit buffs. Totally reasonable. We only got, are you kidding me, game? Well, time for scatty crits on Rama, because you know that's synergy. We put in slow-mo because we're probably gonna kill here. What is going on right now? This is ridiculous. Okay, let's see the quick damage here. Ready to zeet the app. Hopefully the NP doesn't kill because I want to see the crit. The fuck? Damn it! Okay, that sucked. we just killed it. Okay, I guess what we do is we just real quick we just do like waivers Buster card and we do the quick attack just to see what the damage was. See what I'm saying though, where like supports are just dumb and they can fix anything? It's like, yeah, that didn't even need to be Rama. I mean, we could have done that shit with, you know, Bedivere or, you know, whatever. You could two-turn that with Rama. Just give him MLBK scope and boom boom. Yeah, like, no problem. Alright, let's see the quick crit here. Shame it's not a Buster card, but it'll still be decent. We got that Buster resist down, but it's gonna go to waste here. Whoa! Yo, what the fuck was that? Look, she gets the NP. Oh my god. What's the scatty buff coming in there? That's hilarious, dude. Yeah, if you stack all the good supports, especially if you got like Nero Bride in there or Double Waiver or whatever, you can just rip through health bars, man. Counterclassing and stuff. Nice damage nerds. We got waivers, buffs, and stuff. I didn't do shit. Well, Rama could do pretty nice damage here, but yeah, it's over. Let me put it back in speed mode. That obviously though was way more about the supports than it was Rama, but he had the Star Absorb crit thing, you know. So that was nice. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Let's do the dragon one more time with Faust's Rama and see how that goes. Maybe we do with Anniversary Blonde too, just to see the numbers. Like, never mind, like Atlas is probably better just because you live so much longer, but we want to see the beeps. And then I think we go fight Gwaine with Lancers. Just cause. Hopefully Beastly will be around so we can, cause he's got a lot of really good Lancers. Like, he's got like one of the best Oreshagals around, so it's nice to test that one. Now we need it, you know, his wife, Sita, put her in the game and give her like extra support for Rama, right? Have her make a bunch of stars and give a crit buff and all that. Well, there's a lot of reasons Lantoria's damage is bad. It's like, especially as an enemy, because you're obviously counterclassing her, so that's a big knock. And then AoE NPs, if the boss doesn't, hey Archuna, thank you for the gifted sub. 75 gifted subs, Jesus. God. Anyway, man, we've been streaming for a while, huh? What the hell was I talking about? It had to do with Rama stuff. I lost my train of thought there. Got distracted by the Arjuna there. Okay, what was I, literally I forgot what I was saying. It's something to do with Rama, but it just went out the window there. Oh, Lantoria's NP. That's what I was talking about. Right, yeah, so a lot of times what they'll do for enemies, if they know that their inherent NP won't hit very hard when you just, copy paste it onto the enemy, is they'll, give them an attack up gimmick or, NP up gimmick or, something, you do something, or to give them a way higher attack stat than normal, and they do something about it. Where if they don't, she the same things that, like, we work with, they have on the enemy side. It's Buster NPs do less damage, it's AoE NPs do less damage, it's not upgraded, that does less damage. Because we get to control what she fights, we bring things that are counterclassing her, so then, all those things, Buster, that knocks her damage, AoE, that knocks her damage, unupgraded, that knocks her damage, we're counterclassing, that halves her damage. If you slap just like a defense up in there, and then now she's doing nothing, basically, so. But she's not the only unit like that. There's a lot of Buster AoEs out there that are unupgraded, and they're probably not gonna have an attack up or a Buster up. We have seen turns though, where because when she quick charges, where she's had like charisma from her previous turn, and then she casts her Buster up, and then she quick charges and she NPs. Then she actually does do, for an NPC, she actually will kind of fuck you up, but that just doesn't happen very often. George, buddy, I'm actually glad that enemy has 1 health left, because killing it's not really helpful, but George over here, that I could do without. That defense up really coming in handy for that golem there. Oh, nice. We got the hat. The hat is good here. Bounce knows what's up. I really wish Rama had gotten his quick card. Wow, she's actually GG. 9 stars. That could be better. So our second NP is probably the better time to go for the big crit boom boom, but the sooner I use my skills, the sooner they come back. Well, let's see what happens. Come on, Rama. Give us the double crit. We're actually more likely to double crit here than not. Not by much, but by a little bit. We are slightly favored to double crit. The thing is, it's good if a unit can can have crit stuff and then generate stars on their own, that's a all positive thing, obviously. But I don't think it should not be standard, and it's not even good game balance. If, for example, if you have a unit like Mori, who cannot make stars on his own, the trade-off for that he should be better at, if he does crit, he should, you know, be able to crit harder than just about anybody. And same for Rama, because it's okay that Rama doesn't make stars, but then they need to make the trade-off worth it. It needs to be, okay, he can't make his own stars, but if you do put him on a team and you can give him stars, you know, he'll do more than a unit that can crit and make their own stars, right? That's only fair, but there's so much power creep in the game now, because they ended up making units that can make their own stars and do insane crit damage anyway, that now it's kind of like, if you just don't make your own stars, you just, you know, it's just, you're just behind. That's dumb, and that's a kind of an issue, right? Do I just heal? Yeah, I think I just heal, and I hope I go around the wheel and I can, guts again. Should've done that probably... Nah, that's fine. Okay. Shame that the dragon didn't cast any NP ups, because I could, remove it. Oh yeah, the power creep in this game is not nearly as bad as other games, and they actually bother to update old units. Right, they'll add a new unit that power creeps an old dragon? Buddy? Anyway, they'll power creep an old unit, a lot of times by mistake, and then they'll buff that old unit. Right, most games don't do that. Well, we're not really going anywhere with the NP game, but we're doing some nice normal card damage. Once our attack buff wears off now, I think I'll focus on some of the game. Oh god, the crit. You know what's gonna get us is the fact that this boss is gonna give us Buster down and burn. Yeah, I think Atlas is just better. Like, yeah, it's fun to see those giant crits earlier, but overall, it's probably not the way to go. We are doing some pretty nice normal card damage. 31k, okay. Okay, let's see if we can NP next turn. Do I want to make stars then? Nah, I think we just keep doing normal card damage. At this point, critting is not going to be reliable, so just get the most damage and the guaranteed stuff. I like how I keep critting. Rama, what are you doing, man? Making me look bad. Okay, so in a lot of timelines, we would have died on that turn. Not because you would have done more damage on that turn, but because on previous turns, in total, you probably would have done more damage. Well, I messed up my guts. I thought I might be able to go around the wheel and use it again, but that's not going to happen. Thank goodness, though, that I'm NPing before we get the Buster down. You know, overall, I think that Amakusa CE would have been better on a Buster card. Because, I mean, hell, I would do it now. I would do it in NP. It's really awkward on the art card. It depends on the fight. I mean, sometimes it's fine. I don't know, you see less burst damage if it's on Buster card, but... $99k ain't half bad with so few buffs at neutral, but we got the command code rolling. I'll try Atlas, and then we'll do Lancers versus Wayne. If I could cast my third skill right now, that'd be awesome. Because I get some health back to make up for the burn, and we'd get another turn or two. Probably 2 turns. Maybe we get lucky here and we crit again. Funnily enough, he did about the same as the other Rama, who is weaker, but that's just because of the Mystic Code. Our initial burst, though, was so far ahead. Definitely our last turn here. Critting again though. Okay, let's try that one more time and see what we get. There's literally too many. Okay, chat. Jesus. There are so many bad takes in chat right now on so many levels. I couldn't even begin to address all this. Like, good lord. Chat just going off the rails talking about PvP and custom challenges and all kinds of nonsense. And there's bad takes flying everywhere. And I'm like, oh, just fuck it. Literally too much stupid to handle on that one. Okay, that's enough Kirby music for now. Always nice to have a Kirby music break, though. There's no way to rant right now because there's like 12 rants that need to happen simultaneously, right? Because like everyone's wrong on every level. It's like PvP is not a very good idea, but it's not like you couldn't do it. You could, but you couldn't. I always say this: you can't copy paste. So the people acting like we should add PvP are stupid, and the people saying you can't add PvP because X reason are also stupid because they're giving dumb reasons. And then just God, it's going to kill the game with the other stuff. Like, good lord, I'm just not even. I'm not even going there now. The key, like I always say, is asymmetrical PvP. If you're gonna put PvP in FGO, you can't have it be my units versus your units. Because first off, that's just, that's just E-penis nonsense, because just who spends more money. And this game is just inherently not balanced for that. Like, you literally cannot do my units versus your units in this game. Whoever goes first wins. That's all there is to it. Whoever goes first wins. That's it. But if you made it, there's a reason. Why do you think the gameplay in FGO is already asymmetrical? The enemies are not working with the same toolkit we are. They don't have the same health ratios that we do. They don't have the same damage ratios we do. They're working with unique mechanics that are unique to them, and we're using unique mechanics that are unique to us. This game is balanced around A versus B, not B versus B or A versus A. It's just not balanced that way. So if you wanted to do PvP, it'd have to be like how Hearthstone does their like brawls, when you, like one player gets to play as Kel'Thuzad and one player gets to play as some other boss or whatever, custom stuff. Like you could do that. Someone gets to play as Guadia. You obviously have to like change how he works a little bit, tweak the stats, and don't let people quick charge every turn and things like that, but you let them use a different rule set just like bosses do. So that you could do to a degree, right? It would be kind of wonky and it could never be like a main game mode. Can I get some MP gain on Rama, please? By the way, can we do that? Oh yeah, it was Nefarian, that's what it was. But yeah, asymmetrical stuff you could totally do. Other than that though, PvP would just be a calamity. They'd probably try to do it. If they did PvP though, I think what they would do, which is, this is a terrible idea, but they would try to make Grail Front PvP, but that would be so bad, just due to the way movement on the board works, and how if you move a unit to where the other unit gets to attack you twice on the same turn, you just die, like almost no matter what. That's going to result in like people staying just far enough away that the other player, if they wanted to attack them, wouldn't be able to double attack, and the next turn you could double attack them, right? So it'd just be so much like Mexican standoff. And then if there's things to force you to get closer to each other, whoever just happens to have to move in that one turn first so the other player gets the double attack on them would lose. So it's just bad. Like, Railfront would be terrible in the PvP unless you made some very significant changes to it. Rama might not get his MP. I'm gonna hit this one though, so we'll get overkill. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna use a command spell. Like, that was stupid. Like, literally on those first two turns, Rama got no cards that could get MP. None. He got buster cards. So we never got any MP there. I don't think FGO is going to do PvP anytime soon, though. Like, a lot of people just don't want it, so I don't think they would. I don't think they would even try to do something like asymmetrical PvP. Like, they're so afraid of change in FGO that we can't get them to add story replay or a boss rush mode or a challenge tower. Like, you think they're going to add PvP? Like, please. Thankfully, we don't get any overcharge from that, so it's just like, oh hey, we've gotten literally a card on those first 2 turns. Well, 50% chance for something awesome to happen. Oh yeah, I completely agree, Arjuna. Even if they were going to add PvP in a way that wasn't cancer and it was just for fun, maybe you can only do it against your friends and it was asymmetrical and all that. Even if they did that, I think it should be lower priority than like a challenge tower or story replay or a boss rush mode or, you know, I mean, hell, just Grail front being permanent mode. All those things I think should be a higher priority. Now this isn't exactly PvP, but I think something that would be very cool, and again, it'd be mostly just for fun. It'd be something like you'd do with your friends, like it'd be based on the support list, for crying out loud. But you'd make it so, okay, let's say you slot in your friends list, you've got, you know, Ku in your Lancer slot, and you got Robin in the Archer slot, right? So you basically make every unit, you know, it's kind of like how you fight Ku as a boss in PvE, right? So, boy, this is hard to explain. So it would not be PvP in that the other players controlling their units. Wouldn't happen. It's just like, hey, I can challenge my friends' units and the AI will control them, right? But kind of like how you see what, you know, in like the CCC event there, you know, with the enemies, you know, they got their own, you know, gimmicks and how they work. You have like, okay, based on the grails we've given them and all that, that's how much health and attack stat they get. So a grailed Ku would have more health and more attack than a level 70 Ku. But it's not the exact health that he actually has as a unit. It'd, you know, be, you know, enough to be like applicable to a boss. Now, this is just bullshit numbers, but maybe like a non-grailed Ku would have like, you know, 300k health, and a grailed Ku will have, you know, 6,500 health or whatever, or 600k, excuse me. It's just 300k for, you know, non-grailed, like 600k for grailed. Now, that, again, just bullshit numbers. I'm just throwing absolute nonsense numbers out there, but you get what I'm saying, right? And then they'd be affected a bit by like their CE. So if you give them K-scope, they'd start off with like a tick or 2 of MP charge, so they'll get them their MP quicker, and you could like, you know, twink them a little bit. And, you know, that could be kind of fun to mess around with, right? And like their command codes could apply, you know, things like that. So your friend could make kind of like a hell support list that would be kind of annoying to deal with, right? But it's just for fun, right? It literally doesn't, like, mean, you just fight your friends' units just because. It doesn't, you know, translate to rewards or AP or anything, but that'd be kind of a neat thing to do. Okay, I'm pretty sure I can do this, because we have Atlas this time. Freaking love this music, by the way. How is the boss not used NP up? That's kind of annoying, because I wanted to get the Buster resist down. Although it's actually a unique mechanic, it's Buster defense down. Because Buster resist down makes your star spin better and so on and so forth. Where this command code, as far as I'm aware, does not do that. Only damage on Buster first. This is going to go very badly because he's just killing us so quick. He's never buffed. He's literally never buffed. And so we're just going to die way sooner than we normally would. And we're not getting our command code either. Really wish we had landed that crit there. Oh my god. The one turn though where I could have got my NP. Do I go for stars? I definitely want to use that. I don't think going for stars is worth it because it's just so unlikely. Yeah, we might die right here, and I can't use, I have to use vulnerability next turn. So that was just bad luck. Because he barely buffed and he crit. So he was really escalating on the murdering us. Should have swapped those cards around because the other one has a bigger crit bonus. I changed the Buster, but it was too late. Yeah, it would have been nice on this turn to have her own Buster. It's fine though. Wouldn't make that big a difference. What's really gonna make a difference here is just how much damage the fucking dragon did to us there. We're probably gonna die here. Kind of a shame. If we didn't die here, we could then invulnerability and then we could Gust again. Wow, he did. I think he only ever used his buff twice, ever. Over all those turns, he only ever used it twice. And then he crit twice. That was the worst Rama's ever done. Okay, well, he could do better than that, but I want to go do Lancers versus Gwaine, so... I guess in case we don't find a better Scath than the one I have, I'll set my Scath up. Because we wanted to test her yesterday, so I'll give her good command codes and everything. I suspect somebody's going to have a better Scath than mine, though. Mine's nothing fancy. She's at least 10-10-10, though. Alright, hold on. Who's got what command codes? What are we going to give her? So, NP gain is going to be like everything for her here. She needs to NP as much as humanly possible. I'm thinking we're gonna do NP gain on her art card and then bomb on either Buster or Quick, like the Merlin one. Or you slap it on the art one, but I don't think that's right overall. It depends. It's all about breakpoints. If you don't hit the breakpoint, then there's no point in losing that much damage. Fuck, someone else has the Merlin one. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. If she wasn't a Lancer, I would give her the Yang CE to do her best, although that's kind of cheating here, but because she's a Lancer, she wouldn't live long enough to catch up to the lack of starting NP. It's a 2-star. The easy thing to remember is basically there are no bad 1-stars. So if there's a bad unit and you're not sure what rarity they are, they're probably a 2-star. The closest to a bad unit for 1-stars is Charlotte, I would say. But even that's not really that bad, where there's several 2-stars that really suck. Yeah, I guess I just do the NP gain. I don't know if it's gonna help enough, so I might end up changing these command codes because these may not hit breakpoints, so I'm just throwing a lot of damage away. Gonna have double 20% damage on our Buster cards, though. That's nice. Now, what do we give her CE-wise? Because it's all about NP spam. She must get her NP often. However, she needs to be doing damage while she's at it. The problem is almost any CE I could give her that would help her NP faster would just hurt her value so much in other areas. I'm not sure it's worth it. And they also wouldn't be as leveled. I think we just do this. So Lancers, I think we kind of have to give them the taunt walls, though that means though they're at the mercy of getting lucky or not, so... You know, if one person gets cards when the taunts are live and one doesn't, that's going to affect things a lot, but I mean, there's not much I can do about it, so... But yeah, someone might have a better Scath than mine, but I got NP2, 10, 10, 10, level 90, 1k bow. But that's at least good enough to do some testing. Alright, let me switch to the other account, and then I'll remove everyone pretty much from my friends list, and then I'll show off my code, and then anybody that wants to use a Lancer against Gwaine and see how they do can throw me an invite. I'm hoping Beast will be around, because he's got several. And hopefully we got some, like, Karna. I definitely want to test Karna. Karna, Reshigal, all that. We're not gonna do Ku though, because we already tested Ku a while ago. Not at his absolute best, but I'm gonna. I don't. There's no point in testing him again until I can do it at his absolute best. So I'm just gonna wait. We're gonna save that for later, because I think he might be able to beat it, but we'll see. Okay, let's see. What do I need to do here? I was almost right with where I put the screen. Okay. I'll keep Beastly on my list in case he pops in. I don't think... Do we need green too? I mean, I use it for farming sometimes, so I guess I won't remove it for now, because I haven't logged in today anyway, so I shouldn't be in the way. Anyone that I remove here, though, by all means, just send me an invite again. I just want to make sure anybody that I have on my list is, you know, actually in the chat right now. Yeah, Lancers only, so no other things. Let me change the stream title. There we go. Obviously, most AoE Lancers, you know, will kind of be holding it to a different standard, so we'll kind of, you know, put ST versus ST and AoE versus AoE. We'll keep Beastly on just in case. Okay. Alright, there we go. I'll send Beastly a message and see if he's around. Alright. I guess we'll use Scath. Now, while people are sending invites, I'll go use my Scath and see what happens. Yeah, good at 3 is kind of boring gameplay-wise. It has some fun bosses in it though, but it is kind of grindy. The next good event is much better. So if we were gonna play without taunts, I would go MLBK scope. That would probably be the best. Can she live long enough for Atlas to do anything? Well, we might as well try. We might not be able to live long enough, so I might need to use default instead. I don't actually have Zeus's laugh recorded. I've got it recorded with like sound effects going, but I don't have it on like its own. It's actually kind of hard to get because you have to hit him with an NP where the other person doesn't say anything. Well, this is not a good opening hand. Does not bode well. We need to get our NP by the time our taunts die, but there's quite a bit working against us here. This account has weaker taunt walls than normal, if they don't have the better CE. And then Scat just has terrible NP gain, so... Okay, she got her command code though, I think we're fine. I would not say 90% of the events are really farm intensive, actually. And I know this because I've been playing the game for so long, and I play so many accounts. Most events you can clear by just using your natural daily AP. You won't clear it normally until like near the end, but most events you can do that for. But you have events like Go West, Go to 3, Summer 3, big time on Summer 3. There's just some here and there where you won't even get close to clearing them if you do that. Although actually you can do better on Summer 3 than you might think. And we are at 97%. That is really stupid. By the way, if our taunts had like the regular on death thing, at least one of them did, only we did not both, just one of them, we would have had our NP there. Or, you know, if this one was limit broken, I forgot that one wasn't limit broken. That is so annoying. I'm about to go roll the Gasha to just fucking get Battle of Kemlon limit broken, because yeah, if that was fucking limit broken, we would have gotten our NP. This account is so scuffed, dude. I'll probably do that off stream because rolling can take a while, but I really probably will just use like all my FP and all my SQ, because this account doesn't need SQ for anything, so I need to just get that stupid thing limit broken. Yeah, I remember on my ult account, I was able to do Summer 3. This is stupid, dude. And I was able to do Summer 3 with only using on my ult account with only using a few apples, and pretty much just the apples they gave you in the event. There we go. Okay, now we're good our NP. Sadly, we put the... If I'm gonna get the Merlin command code, I'd want to get it on turn 1. That way the cooldown comes back sooner. Okay. Sadly, our third skill ain't gonna do nothing. I almost want to do that art card just because it already has a 50% chance to crit. Because it's not like we're guaranteed to crit with it next turn. We got the quick up though. That was tempting. Why couldn't that 50% crit be on the other quick card instead? Wish one of those had crit. So, if we had gotten the Merlin command code on turn 1 instead of turn 2, it would be back this turn. That's the highest NP gain combo we got right there. Now some idiot's gonna say it's actually Art Buster Buster, which is wrong, but you know, every time. Art Buster Buster and Art Buster Quick make the exact same amount of NP, but the crit chance is what ends up mattering. Why I always say this every time I use Surfer, when everyone messes up, the reason we think Art BB is better is because Buster in second place is better than a quick card in second place. But the quick card in third place actually gets a benefit, where the Buster in third place gets no benefit. So they end up tying. So it just comes down to what, you know, and even in second place, they're almost exactly the same as well. So it ultimately just comes down to your crit chance. And if the crit chance is about the same, then you should do Art Buster Quick. But that's a never-ending thing. People are always like, oh, our best in PvE combos are Art Buster Buster. Okay, I think we do this, especially because the Merlin one is back. The only way she won't stun somebody is if they have stun immunity or debuff immunity. But there's like no amount of magic resist that'll prevent it from stunning you. It's like 500% or some nonsense. Okay, so this is a really big turn. We need to not die to Gwen's normal attacks. That'll set us up really good. This is if I'm ever going to use my health bar for a turn, this is the one. We have full health. Gawain has no attack up, he has no buster up, and he could cast those things and waste an action. So we need to get one turn out of our health bar, and then we've got quite a few turns of living set up. I think I'm actually, because I want to use the evade then stun, I think I might do like a crit turn here because I've got my crit buff. I don't think I'd get my NP faster doing it the other way. Okay, that was the best start. We didn't crit there. I think I would have gotten my NP on the same turn either way. Well, of course you triple attack. You fucking buster crit me, and then you attack, which I still could have lived, but then you attack 2 more times. We could have gone quite a bit further there if we didn't die right there. God, that sucks. What a deck. If he just buffed 1 time, even with the buster crit, we'd been okay. Okay, that one's not. Well, that one's it's better than mine a little bit. Well, not really, because the command codes are worse, but it's level 100, so it's kind of. It depends. Let's see. Okay, that'll be a interesting one. That is not a Lancer. I'm guessing there's something in the Lancer slot, but yeah, please put it in the all slot. But I'll let that slide because it's max, right? Biasm. And there's another scath. We don't need this many scaths. That one is no good though. That's terrible command codes and not 10-10-10, so sorry, no go on that one, and that is not a Lancer. Okay. We have basically nothing to test then. We basically have like 2 units. Alright, we'll do this one. I guess Atlas, right? Can she live that long? He's 15k health. I'll say maybe. We'll do more scath in a second. Yeah, coup without taunt walls made it to half health, so that was kind of. And if he had taunt walls and got cards, he could have gotten farther than that. And then if we had like the right command codes and the right CE, could have gotten farther still. So, but we'll see if anyone else can get at least to the half health range. I think Scath might be able to do it if you live on that 1 turn. I mean, I don't even need to say anything at this point. There's no end to morons on the internet. Did not get RNG. I hate this. This is like, this sucks. And it's not just because there's RNG when you have taunts, it's just because this account is a piece of shit. That's the only reason this is a problem. Like, we don't even have this thing limit broken, right? Like, that's just so bad. You're way more at the, when you have those weak CEs on your taunts for NP battery, it's just like, you get lucky or not. The thing is, it's really frustrating because the odds of even with these crappy CEs, the odds of getting your NP right away is very high. Because when the first taunt dies, you have a 50% chance of getting a Brave Chain, and if you don't get a Brave Chain, you're very likely to at least get 2 cards. So it's not hard to do, but you know, every once in a while the game is just like, fuck you. I'm just gonna use a command spell so I can save the AP. Because it won't give us any kind of advantage, and it's obvious that, you know, a lot of times, more times than not, you would get your MP here. But yeah, I need to get that CE limit broken so this account stops having those problems. I don't know if we're gonna live to use that evade again. We'll see. We'll have to, I think, live one turn for our health bar. Which I think is more likely than not, but it's not super, super likely. It's, you know, it's probably like 60% or something in our favor. It's not like, if we're at neutral, it'll be no problem. At least she can remove his offensive buffs, though. That's definitely here. And crit down. I like how she didn't crit with either of those, and I think if she had, she would have MP'd again. It only gives you more overcharge if you make it to 200%. Although we might have my arc change there, I wasn't paying attention. Thankfully, Gwen had enough hit count there, helping us out. What's kind of nice is when he takes an action to, you know, buff himself, it's kind of for naught, because we'll just remove it. Although on that turn, I would have preferred he attacked me because I had evade up, but... Well, she did something Scath didn't, and she actually lived there. Do I just make stars then? This one does more damage by quite a lot because it's got the command code and the faux paw. I guess I'll do that. Counting on Gwen giving my 290 here. There we go. It would have done better if on that first NP, where we NP art arted, if we had gotten a crit. That would have definitely helped. Guys, did you know Gwen's name is actually pronounced Gorilla? Scaff knows. So we're gonna almost die to the burn damage, but we're not, so that's good. But we're absolutely dying on the next turn. At least we get one more NP off. Honestly, she didn't do too bad. If she had died that one turn, oh fuck, my thing's back, but I can't cast it. That sucks. Thanks, Gwen. Guess we do this. For last turn. $303. Not bad, not bad. I think Scath will definitely get farther than that if Scath lives on that one turn, and because they had the same thing where they both were trying to tank with like 15k health, and Scath just didn't work because she got Buster crit and then triple attack, where she lived there. So I think Scath can beat that, but it's decent. That's decent. Oh boy. That's that is Gwen's sister, sir. That's not very nice. All right, so we got level 99 deer. Okay, we'll do that. Sibling fight indeed. I'm gonna take a bite of a granola bar here. When you say spare the child, you clearly mean Gwen, right? Well, if I have to whiff the command code, I'd want to do it on turn 1, because then it gets off cooldown. It's not likely that 1000 health is going to save us anyway. Look, wow, he's got 15k health. How about that? And he'd have slightly more. He was level 100. But it's very unlikely that that would ever make a difference. But can I get away with? No, I should probably do this. That sucks. Now we're wasting the Merlin command code. Noelle is always ready. Okay. Well, our buff removal is going to get some value. Got plenty of stuff to remove there. If we didn't remove those and we tried to phase tank later, we would definitely die. If I'm going to phase tank next turn's the best time to do it because I'll have the defense up. Diarmid's gameplay is pretty straightforward, so. Don't worry, guys. Our dots will get them. Dots ignore class affinity. No problem. Easy. Yeah, I guess we face tank here. Well, we lived. The problem is, he has a 6-turn cooldown. Like a normal person, he has a 6-turn cooldown on his survival skill, where the last 2 we used had a 5. So he'd actually have to live 2 turns. That's a big problem here, and that's what most Lancers are going to deal with, because most survival skills are on a 6-turn cooldown or more. Well, I think my only chance of getting max value is I don't invulnerability here, and I just somehow try to live. Like, hope Gwaine buffs a lot, but that's not going to happen. So I think we invuln here and just guarantee die next turn to the NP. Do I art and hope for like some dream where he like triple quicks and I get my NP back? Or would I prefer the crits on my last turn? Because we got the Merlin command code. And Gwaine gives you quite a bit of NP when he attacks you. We'd have to get awfully lucky to get our NP. I think the only way we could do it is if we crit with both art cards. You know what? Fuck it. Let's see if it happens. It could happen. You never know. Watch this value, chat. Who needs the quick chain? Dream is dead. At least we got 1 crit, but even if that double crit, I'm not so sure. Actually, if we had double crit and then he had done one more hit with a higher hit count, actually we would have looped our NP there. That's kind of wild. But yeah, overall we would have been better off doing quick and then critting this turn, like most certainly. Well, he had a pretty rough time, but it's because his evade is a longer cooldown, so you can kind of clearly see the oof there. He's no coup, but you know, he's alright. That's probably better than some units will do. He's a cool guy though, and he could use a buff. Like, he's certainly better than Jekyll and Hyde and all that kind of stuff, but Oh, there we go. I'm hoping Beastly shows up with a Reshigal. I'm curious how a Reshigal... I'm really curious how a Reshigal and Karna are going to do against each other. I think a Reshigal might win that, but I don't know. We'll see. Is that the best one we got? I guess so. Red is probably all like, these are baby numbers, but Red's I think is 100 and all that. So, you know what? We should do Deermid again, and we should use default for him. That's better than Atlas. He didn't live long enough to go around the wheel. So that, honestly, Deermid might be able to keep up. Gwaine wouldn't hurt Gareth. Funnily enough, this version of Gwaine, you know, in this Singularity, you know, he's a bit warped as are, you know, all of them, but in this Singularity, he kills Gareth when you fight not Richard. Apparently Jacques Lamoli or whatever. Which they totally made that up after the fact, but... Yeah, this is just sad. But no, I'm not kidding. Gwaine kills Gareth, but they're on the same side. It's because basically Gareth realized there was no way they could beat Demoli without someone on at least one person on their side dying, and so she like grabbed him and held him in place so Gwaine could blast him. Rip. Well, we've gotten 0 NP gain. I'm not sure we're gonna get our NP here. Full Nelson. So Piccolo is Gwaine, and Goku is Gareth. That's and Jacques Demoli is Raditz. Well, I can get my NP by doing this, but that's terrible value. No, I shouldn't have cast that there. I should have waited. This is just bad no matter what I do. Maybe we do Atlas or oh wait, this account's Anniversary Blonde is level 2. Never mind. That's a real problem, by the way. Like, Karna needs, Karna absolutely wants Anniversary Blonde. But his account can't supply that yet. I'll take that double crit though. Shame we didn't have our attack buff. I can taunt my Romulus if no one else has got a good Super Romulus. We'll try Scath again in a minute too. She can get farther than she did. Okay, we need to get one turn out of our health bar and then Guts. That's like the best we're gonna get. The greed play right here. Fuck, we didn't crit. When you have all those attack buffs and you don't NP and you don't crit. That's why I didn't want to use her battery there. I wanted to use her battery now. Because then we get the attack. Well, I guess we still get some attack buffs. But well, it's about the same. Okay. Honestly, for being a level 90, she's doing pretty good. Wait, she's level 90 but 2k FO'd? You don't like ever see that. That is not something you generally see ever. How does that even happen? Because it's not like you snap your fingers and you get a bunch of foe items. So I can't even imagine how that happened. Like, what is the combination of things that okay, we didn't get our skills back, so yet again, Anniversary Blonde was wrong. Should have done default for her. So her and Dyrmid can get farther than this. Well, we're dying dramatically. Okay. I started grailing her, but Canis appeared in LB5. She was priority, but then why did she get the 2k foes? Or had she already gotten the 2k foes? I'm so confused. That doesn't explain it still. Because normally, and maybe you're just not like this, but most people, if they decide to grail, like you're like, okay, I want to grail Canis to 100, right? Then normally you would also 2k foe them. You wouldn't be like, I'm gonna 2k foe this thing, but then I'm gonna grail that thing to 100. I'm still confused. The only thing I can think of is somehow you had the foe items just sitting around, like you hadn't used them, and then you gave them to Gareth, but then Canis came out, and then you decided to grail that. That's like that's pretty specific. Oh, I'm sure you are gonna grail her to 100, but then like why? I'm still why would my question is why would Gareth get the 2k foe items before Canis if Canis is getting the grails before Gareth? You see, that's the. So did you already? So okay, here's what I'm thinking: is you've been getting 2k foe items for a while, like before you even got Gareth, and you just hadn't used them on anyone, right? But you were low on grails, so Gareth comes out, and you've got all these 2k foe items saved up, and you just gave them all to Gareth right there, just boom. And then because you didn't have a lot of grails sitting around, you started grailing her, but you only got to like 90, and then Canis came out, and then you started grailing Canis. Is that right? Because that is the only damn thing I can think of other than someone having very bizarre split loyalty, right? Because generally if you 100 somebody, that's the one you 2k foe as well. Oh, there's a Reshigal. These are pretty decent command codes. They're not the exact command codes I would pick. So here's another problem. A Reshigal's another unit that needs Anniversary Blonde. Both Karna and a Reshigal will do their best with Anniversary Blonde for sure. So instead of that, I either Atlas or default. Let me look at a Reshigal's cooldown length. He has a lot of health, but I don't think it's enough health to live 2 turns unless you got very lucky. Okay, her invulnerability is 6 turns. I'm thinking default then. We could get our 3rd skill twice, potentially, but yeah, I think we'll do default. Sadly, again, staying on theme with this account being a complete scuffed piece of shit, default's not even rank 10, for God's sakes. It's slowly getting there. I need to just sit down and play this account more, and I need to get that to 10. And then I need to just get this over with. Like, once these 2 are 10, we're good, right? Because you only ever solo with this one, or this one, and this one doesn't need to be leveled. So, if I just get those to 10, we're good. And then I need to limit break this son of a bitch. And then I need to get Medusa's first skill to 10, and then this account is pretty much set up for what we need it to be set up for. Yeah, I know some people, they don't 2k foe anything and they stock them up and then they pick somebody and just throw them all at once. Beastly does that on NA because he knows in advance what's getting added, so... I bet you a lot of people do that on NA, actually. That should be enough to get her MP in time. Might need like just a little bit more. Because yeah, this last one is, it only gives 10 instead of 15. Really nice to make stars on this turn, but we're kind of limited in our ability to do that. After I was done with Mori, I thought about stockpiling them, but I decided to finish Sanson, which I'm probably going to regret. But because Sanson was at like 1,700, and I was like, you know, let's get the rest of that. I don't know. It's so pointless doing that though. He's such a fucking bad unit. Like he's so bad. But when I do use him, I want him to have the best showing possible. So, and maybe someday they're gonna buff him, right? And then he's better. Damn it! We missed our debuff immunity, which is an 80% chance. Really, game? I mean, she still has really high debuff resistance because she has magic resist and she has goddess essence. Although, wow, way worse off than a lot of other goddesses because her magic resist is D and her goddess essence is only B. So, although it's still a decent amount of debuff resist. I gotta say though, between her first skill and her passives, you are so likely not to be skill sealed here. But I just have this stupid feeling that I'm gonna get skill sealed here. Dude, I want Sanson to get an animation update so bad. Really, none of the units that I want to get like up-to-date animations have up-to-date animations. Like Billy doesn't, Who doesn't, whose animation update was so long ago, it's still kind of old school. Sanson doesn't, Darius doesn't. There's certainly units that I really like that got added to the game later that already have good animations, like Achilles, you know. But yeah, a lot of like those, you know, Jekyll and Hyde, that's another one. A lot of the like old school units that are like some of my favorites in the game, none of them have gotten animation updates, or and the one exception would be Ku, who got an animation update though so long ago it doesn't really count. Hey look, we got skill sealed. I guess we go for the Buster Up on the next NP. We just try to do it again. God damn it, Gwen. One of these days I'm gonna Buster Chain with the Buster Up and the Attack Up and, you know. I don't think Gwen's is set high. Let me check. I don't think so. You never know though. They do some weird ones. It doesn't say. It just says seals that are NP, and it doesn't say 100% chance to, so I don't know. I'm assuming it's just 100%, but it may be higher. I have not scienced this, and we don't actually need... Weirdly enough, we don't actually need the second skill to get our NP again. However, this is the last turn that I could potentially... You know, I guess... Do I do it? I don't even know! She has a 60% chance to loop again, 14k health. Do I go for one more? Because she's got the... I already used the attack up, though. I guess we go again. Fuck it. 60% chance to crit, and then the next one's super good, so... I shouldn't have done the attack up then, though. Should have saved it for when I did the Buster Up. This is just silly. This is just silly. Well, she got it. Please don't kill me, Gwen. I got a defense up. Woo! Okay. I have my MP again. I should have done it last turn. Literally the same thing, so that I do less damage this time. It's exactly the same thing, so I do less damage this time. I guess I could have gone around again. I literally could have gone around again because we got the evade. But probably get skill sealed, so. Besides, this time we have crits, so. When your 50% battery goes to waste. So I like how she's beating most of the single target people we've used. And she's AoE. Kinda good. Look, she can't even solo Gwen, she needs a buff. Yeah, clearly. And we could have done better if I played that a little differently. I should have saved the attack up for that turn right there. We would have done pretty sizable more damage because the attack up would apply to those 2 Buster cards and the 3 of a kind extra attack. So that's a pretty good chunk of damage I messed up on there. Also, our Mystic Code's not ranked 10, it's 9. So, yeah, she could have gotten a bit further than this. It is beyond me why people think a Reshigal needs a buff. She is such a fucking good unit. And it's very easy for her to do this kind of thing in a team setting too. I mean, we literally got so much value, we never needed a 50% battery skill. Like, do you realize how stupid that is? We never needed a 50% battery skill. Like, how does that even work? I think if I played right and we got a little lucky, she could get to half health. That is absolutely insane. And she's a fucking AoE unit. You know, all the single target people, you know, are getting that far. Like, what the hell? Okay, that's an applicable unit because also AoE, but it's only NP1. This is just not even fair. She's only NP1 and level 90. What else do we have available here? We got Karna, although we just don't have the Mystic Code that Karna needs. We could try him anyway, but he really wants Anniversary Blonde because he's got that crit up buff. So you want to do, you know, Buster with the Buster up and the Star Bomb, and then the Buster resist down from the NP, and then Buster crits with the crit up, right? That's like the whole shtick, and especially against Gwen because you're not going to live very long, so you can kind of condense it like that. So yeah, Karna's not going to really get a fair shake here. We'll use him though, and we'll see what he gets done. But yeah, it's not really fair here. The music knows. The music knows. It's not fair. The life is screwing over Karna just like Plot Armor and APOC did. Gwen's actually Zig. He just morphed to look like Gwen, like he morphs to look like Siegfried. It's just more Plot Armor, right? He fused with Gwen's soul as well. And he's like Ben 10, right? He can just morph into Siegfried or Gwen, you know. He's just building up the collection, you see. Hey, you know, what's up? Thank you for the 11 months. Pretty much a year, dude. It's quite some time there. Do I NP seal him? I have absolutely no idea. I'm gonna say no, maybe? By the way, I've never actually watched an episode of Ben 10. I've seen like random clips of it and you know, bits here and there, but I've never actually seen a full episode. And other than the main character, who I assume is named Ben, but I actually could be wrong about that. But I don't know the name of a single character. I don't even know if it has antagonists. I assume it has antagonists. I don't know if it's episodic or serial. I have no idea. We don't get full I-beam. Okay. Got 25 stars, that's at least something. 90% chance to crit. Do I do my crit up, but with the battery? That is tricky. You know what maybe you do, especially if we knew we were gonna get cards like that, is have not brought a starting in PCE, and then just used it. I guess it's fine, I don't know. I should have used it earlier though for the star gen. I should have used it last turn. Wait, I can't remember though. Does the crit buff last 3 turns? Why have I forgotten this? It lasts... Yeah, it lasts 3 turns. So I probably should have used that last turn to make more stars and have more crit chance here. 23k is pretty good when Gwen's got damage resist and is a freaking saber. Yeah, saber. Get my class next up here. Is there seriously a show called Ben 10,000? The next time Gwaine NPs we die, or he'll just kill me with normal card damage, but I might as well do it now. Man, if we had the right Mystic Code, I think we'd be doing pretty well right now. Come on, give me my NP. Jesus, he almost killed me though. Man, I should have buffed on this one. I messed up. If I had buffed on this one, we would have the art, the Buster resist down with the Buster up and the crit up and the 3 of a kind bonus and all that. I didn't think we'd go around the wheel like that without my third skill, but we did. Yeah, I could have done what I did before, but even better here. Oh, the crit chances aren't, but I crit anyway. So yeah, it's pretty much on par with the Reshigal. I would say if they both had the right Mystic Code and got good luck, they're both going to get to about half. He wasn't quite as upgraded though as the Reshigal actually, so that was not a bad showing either. Look at the AoE Lancers beating all the single target Lancers, other than Ku, but that's different. I think Scath can get to this point though, she just needs to, face tank that one turn. Raiko, that's an interesting one. Okay, real quick, let's try Deermid again with default. I want to see if that makes any noticeable difference or not. Raiko doesn't have much in the way of survivability, so that's going to be kind of tough. And Deermid Stage 3 is awesome. I'd love an animation update for this guy. Thankfully, he's better than Day 1 animations, but it's not even about the animations, it's about the character model. His character model is definitely better than Day 1. Still not amazing, though. But yeah, he looks so cool with the coat there. Good opening. I don't really want to use the Merlin command code, but I also want to make as many stars as possible, so... Chat, why couldn't there have been silvers in the round of buffs coming up? And it could have been a 3-star Lancer, and it could have been Deermid, or Proto-Ku, right? It'd have been great, but no, just fucking golds and 1 bronze. Dude, they've done rounds of buffs that are only golds. It's like, okay, great. So happy. Hopefully for the anniversary, they're gonna buff a lot of stuff, though. They normally do. Dude, I love Ku and everything, but I swear to God, if they buff him again, before buffing all the other Lancers, I'm gonna flip a goddamn table. Like, it's so stupid. He's been so much better than them for so long, and they just keep ignoring them. It's like, you have to buff another 3-star Lancer at some point. I mean, I guess he don't, but they should. Alright, we have a defense up. We removed his buffs. So theoretically, we should be able to face tank here. We're whipping the heal, but I mean 90-90-90 is kind of nice. Wayne just had to do the Buster and attack up, and then actually do a Buster attack. If only we could live one more turn, and then we could evade the NP, but no go. Okay, this time... Dude, you know what? I kind of want... I mean, 50-50, you could do Buster... The most damage he can do in one turn is Buster, NP, Art. That's the most he can do. And the Buster and the Art got 50% chance to crit. Where if I do quick, we're, more likely to crit next turn, but it wouldn't be as... I'm doing it. You never know. It could happen. Besides, we get another burn. He guarded the curse damage. It was pretty good. He didn't really do better than the other time though. I think if anything he did worse. Although this Mystic Code is not 10, so that does play into that somewhat. Yeah, not the best showing. I tried, alright? I did what I could. I wonder how Proto-Ku does here. I can tell you right now, he doesn't do not even half as good as regular Ku. But, I'll put him up in a second here, because I'm curious. Gotta give him command codes. What do we got here? So we got Raiko, we need to do Scath again. Okay, so this Scath is probably a bit better than mine. My command codes are better. And I'm going with mine because Stage 1 Scath is way better than Stage 4. I'm just saying. Biasm, by the way. Also, I think, wait, what's CE? I do have the better CE, I would say. I think overall, Sumo is better here. It depends. It kind of depends on like what happens. Like, with the way the gain rates are here, I think Sumo is better. So, you know, mine is arguably better anyway, though. It's pretty damn close. I'd probably say the 101 is a little bit better, but I got the cool mask, man. I find that Final Ascension Scath is pretty divisive. A lot of people like it. It's actually probably her most popular Ascension. I see it all of the time. When you see a Scath, you know, on your friends list or just at random, it's almost always Final Ascension, but I do see a lot of people that don't like it, but they normally aren't Scath fans at all anyway, and they don't even have her, right? So, but I'm not really a fan of it because it's super out of character for her. Like, it's so it just feels so fan servicey. And because, like, to me, like, you know, fan service has kind of lost the meaning of what it's supposed to mean, right? People pretty much say anytime anything shows skin, it's fan service, but, you know, if it's in character, it's not really fan service. The fans aren't going to complain, but it's not really fan service at that point, right? When I think when it's like an arbitrary camera angle or an arbitrary, you know, someone that wouldn't behave that way, behaving that way, that's when it's more fan servicey in my book, and I really feel like Final Ascension Scath is kind of like that. But that, you know, it's just fantasy. Who cares? It's all make believe. Like, if people like it, go nuts, right? It's like it's whatever people want to use is fine by me. All right, we'll do that because MP gain. I really, never mind it being out of character. That's not even the biggest issue for me. It really is just, I don't like the veil thing. I never care for that kind of aesthetic, like, ever. Like, I was always saying, like, Rosaria would look a lot better in Genshin if she didn't have the stupid crown veil thing going on. This is weird. Don't hype it. Okay, I almost want a quick chain here, although I don't want to use the Merlin command code. We're gonna get her NP no matter what. I think I'm gonna quick chain though, and just hope for the best. I don't even remember what Saber Alter's Final Ascension is. I have no idea. I have not seen anyone slot her in so long, let alone in Final Ascension. And then mine is, you know, like 666 in P1 shit show. So I have no idea what it even is. It's the dress. That makes sense because that's like the fancy one, but that doesn't really help me. Okay, what are we doing here? 40-80. Should at least get one crit. From what I've seen for stats, you know, stage 4/3 is our most popular, then 2, then 1. So basically counting down. And for Saber Alter, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea for which one is most popular for her. We got a lot of damage, but NP gain is what we care about, so I think we do this. Damn it! That is the most important one to crit, and it had a 70% chance to crit, and it did not. Actually, the main reason heals were used in combat was for 2 things. Helping you ride a horse, which they actually are good for that because it keeps your boots in the stirrups well. And sometimes just leverage. But you're not going to see like stilettos, right? You might have heals, but there's no reason to have there's no reason for it to be a stiletto because it's just harder to balance on. Why the fuck would you do that, right? But and the only time I give games shits about any of this stuff is when the game is trying to be realistic, right? If the game is being fantasy, I don't give a fuck, right? It blows my mind that this comes up so much too, because it's like, you know, oh yeah, it's totally okay. The guys are running around with no shirts, and Cloud is over there swinging around a sword the size of a semi-truck, which, believe me, that's a lot less practical than wearing, you know, fancy shoes, or the abs. It's less practical than that too. So I don't know, it's like, you know, it's fantasy. I don't care. What I care about is, does it fit the character? You know, is it, you know, thematic, or does it fit the art style? You know, that's what I care about. Now, I like things that are more practical and realistic because I just think those things look cool, right? And then also I do like games or anime or movies that, you know, actually try to be realistic as well. That can be nice as well. I like both though. I wouldn't want every story to be super realistic all the time, and I wouldn't want every story to always be super fantasy, right? You know, it's nice to have both, and it's also nice when they kind of mix them a little bit. That's fine, and I literally don't care. But you know, like I see this all the time. I see this on our Discord so much. I'm not gonna name any names, but there are several people on our Discord. Anytime there's a female character that's like showing off boobs or their legs or whatever, they get mad and they're all blah, 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 blah. But then they're like drooling over, you know, the guys that, you know, or have no shirts on and everything, and vice versa. You see the vice versa of that too. And I'm like, this is stupid. It's like, it's dumb, right? And again, it's not even a remotely realistic setting anyway. But yeah, I see that all the time where people have like a double standard where, you know, the one they like is fine, but then if they don't like the other one, then no, you can't have that. It's all very silly, and I'm just like, it's just fantasy. Yeah, I mean, look at this spear. This is not what you would want out of a spear. I mean, it's not the worst. I will say, I've actually seen way sillier fantasy design for spears than that, but yeah, that's not meta there. Dual wielding swords is not even remotely realistic. What is realistic though is dual wielding with a sword and a dagger or something like that. But there's almost no reason to dual wield swords. It's very impractical. It's also very just difficult and wonky, and it's awful at throwing crafts with your blades, and there's a lot of problems with it. It's very rare. There are a few instances of it, but it's very rare. It's not very practical. But a dagger and a sword can be very practical, or you know, some kind of parrying tool, like a buckler or something like that. There are reasons to dual wield, but two straight swords. I don't mean straight swords as in, you know, a straight sword. I just meant like, you know. Anyway, yeah, not really a thing for the most part. It's like with axes. Why would you use two axes, right? It's just worse. That doesn't make any sense. You know, now your ability to control the one weapon is worse. Your power is worse. You know, it's just not particularly good. Dual wielding is a pretty niche thing, but there are uses for it for sure. Also, some people would go into combat and just do things that weren't meta. I mean, Blackbeard set his beard on fire. Believe me, that's not meta, but did it anyway, and you got the intimidation factor and all these things too. And some people just would use stupid shit, right? It just is what it is. Dual-wielding claymores. Okay, Hercules. Okay, here's our face tank turn. For the love of God, everyone else, they've used Lancer after Lancer in like the 15k health range, and they've all lived here, right? Gwen has no attack buffs, no buster buffs, and she has almost 16,000 health. Like, we are overwhelmingly likely to survive here, right? So, for the love of God, don't murder us here. I feel like my art card just can't crit. It's not having it. Okay, he did buster us in the face there, but we did survive. Jesus, okay. It's stunning time. But yeah, as for subjective stuff and like what you think looks good or looks bad, it's all fair game. That's fine. If you're like, yeah, I don't like the way this looks, I think that sword looks stupid, or I think that helmet looks stupid, or I think, well, that's fine. Totally fine, no big deal. But when people start acting like, oh, I can't believe this character is using, you know, X or Y, that's so impractical. You know, meanwhile you have flying dragons and oversized weapons and, you know, just, it's like, okay, champ, you know, it's just stupid. You know, if the universe is trying to be realistic and they're trying to be authentic, and then you have something really out of place, then sure, then that's a criticism worth having. But you know, in Fate and a lot of other stuff, it's arbitrary nonsense, and a lot of it comes from, and I stand by this because I've seen this a million times. A lot of it comes from there are certain things that the layman, the dumbass, the moron can realize is out of place or would be really unuseful in combat, right? It's a really low-hanging fruit on a few things where you can be really dumb and you can realize certain things would be impractical, right? There's a lot of other stuff that might actually be more impractical, but you might actually need to have at least some degree of an idea of what you're talking about in said field to know that. And so a lot of times you see people harp on the, you know, obvious things, and they ignore all kinds of other ridiculous problems that you'll see in fantasy designs and stuff. And again, I'm huge into history, I'm big into real weaponry and armor and all that kind of stuff, but I have no problem enjoying, you know, fantasy set. I don't look at like Warcraft 3 and I'm like, oh, those orcs should be wearing chest armor and their shoulder pads are way too large because that's weighted poorly, and those axes are weighted poorly. I mean, everything I'm saying is actually true, but it doesn't bother me. It's fine. It's a fantasy game. They're not trying to be realistic, like Jesus. But if I played Mountain Blade, a game that is trying to be more authentic, not exactly realistic, but it's trying to be more authentic, you know, more accurate to like, oh, we're using things that were actually used in the time, then if something is out of place or wrong, then that might annoy me more. But by the way, Mountain Blade, again, it's going for an authentic vibe, not going for a realistic one. That's not how fighting works, obviously. Okay, what's the order here? So we get the crit buff from our first skill, so I guess we just do that. No reason to invulnerability here. So the dream here is I stun again before I need to invulnerability. So I need as much NP gain here as possible. So that would be this combo right here. Oh fuck, we're gonna get the dot though. Nothing I can do about that. Oh boy. Shouldn't matter though, we don't need to cast the skill next turn, so the skill still won't matter. So yeah, if Dwayne gives me enough NP for me to NP, I'll stun, then I'll invulnerability, and then I'll tie to the dot, but it's pretty good performance here. Like, this is one like Ari was talking about last time I brought this up. You know, I'm a big fan of helmets. I think they look awesome, especially like full face medieval helmets, right? There's a lot of cool different designs, and there's different like uses for them. They look awesome. You know, big fan, like, you know, armor. But a lot of people don't, right? Because they want to see the character's face, because, you know, the face can say a lot about a character and do a lot of characterization for the character. However, before I get into that, I will say helmets can characterize a character as well. Now, it's not right for every character, of course, but so even if you're in a fantasy setting, you're not caring about realism, having a character wear a full face helmet can be a characterization choice, and the kind of helmet they wear can give off all kinds of vibes. It's just like mechs. When you in Gundam, a lot of times the Gundams and other mobile suits are designed to be like a persona for the character, right? You can do the same thing with armor, like absolutely. So I think it's sometimes just lazy that people try to, you know, use the no helmet, you know, because, oh, we need to characterize them, right? But some people just don't like helmets and they don't see the characters' faces, and that's fine. Again, if you're not trying to be realistic and it's fantasy and all that, Totally fine. I like the helmets. They're my, you know, I like them more, but if you know, other people don't like them and they prefer like the stages or Ascensions without them, that's fine, no big deal. I'm a real advocate in FGO for pretty much anyone with a helmet should have an option to not have the helmet, unless it's like a character thing where they don't ever show their face or something. But anyway, and then anyone that doesn't have a helmet that has armor should have at least one Ascension where they do have a helmet, right? Like, so just give people options, for God's sakes. Okay, we got our NP, thank goodness, so I can stun, so we won't die. And then one vulnerability. And then the sad thing is, we could potentially stun again, but we're gonna die to the dot. I should have given her dot clear. I should have given her a fucking dot clear. Because if we had a dot clear, we could potentially live one more turn. It's like guaranteed stun is really good or something. It makes me sad that Arthur has a helmet design. It's not an FGO though. Dude, the arc card never crits! And if it would crit, I would get my NP here without needing Gwen to attack a bunch. Thankfully, Gwen attacked a bunch. It doesn't matter though, I'm gonna die to the dot. Like, I'm dead here. Feels bad. Well, she did pretty well, and if she was grailed and all the things, she could get pretty far. Like that's a pretty good showing, I gotta say. And if I just given her a dot clear command code, we could have gotten a little bit farther. We could have attacked Queen again. And hell, I might have been able to get my NP again if I got lucky with an arc crit. I gotta say, that's pretty swell. With the, if you min-max the command codes and everything, and the CE and blah 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 blah, and your NP5, level 100, 2k foe, you could, she might be able to solo it? I'm not sure. That's a hard sell, but maybe. Yeah, I don't know, she might. If you truly maxed her the hell out and you had the right CE combo, it would take a while though. There's a lot of command codes to test there. The way she's playing, there's a lot of things to test there with like healing and you know, just more damage and more NP gain, and there's a lot of routes to go there. Panda Lancer will have a really bad time. She will do almost nothing. Let me set up Proto Coup, because I really do want to see how he does. I don't think it's going to be great. I think he's going to be way behind Scath and Coup, right? Scath and Coup both did quite well, but I don't think Proto Coup is going to do anything like that at all. He's just not in the ballpark, man. What command codes for him? Let me think. Definitely Star Bomb, because he's more short term, so I just want to get the crits while I can. Yes, Merlin and Art, but that might be wasteful. I guess I'll do Anti-Mail and Gilgamesh one on Buster. But these are really boring picks, and they're not necessarily the best picks I could go with. But they're safe bets that I'll at least get good value out of. It's not gonna like suck. Wait, does this account have the anti-mail one? Yeah, it does, okay. Kinda forgot what event we got that from. Guess this is fine. I don't know if we're actually going to get much out of Atlas, though. We might not live long enough. So, Coup and Scath have both really impressed me here. But then Ereshkigal and Karna, too. They did quite well. Like damn. And then everyone else has just been suffering, but that's kind of what you expect. Absolutely incredible MP gain here. Oh yeah, 7. Do I quick chain? I don't want to risk it. Kind of wasting the Merlin command code here, but... I would love to test out a maxed out Benkei, like that TF has. You know, 2K foe and all that. See how much uptime the stun has. Do I want to yeah, I want to shuffle. I'm not using the buster here, so that 70% buster crit was pointless. Okay, let's see if our... we got magic resist and our debuff resist from our first skill. Let's see if that blocks any of the debuffs here. Oh yeah, I totally agree Proto 2 has the better aesthetic. He's actually one of my favorite looking units. Not in gameplay though, because his sprite is terrible, but in design, you know. Didn't block either of them. Great. Love having all that resistance and having both debuffs hit. Fantastic. Well, if I want to face tank, I actually don't want to face tank now because I don't have my defense buff. So I should probably invulnerability now. Or I do the cooldown reduction, I just cast evade now. Normally you want to do it after it comes back naturally, but I don't know if Protoku is going to live long enough for that to be applicable at all. I don't think he is, so I think I actually do this now. That is just sad. Protoku life, man. I'll take that triple crit though. Okay, this is the turn that I would want to face tank, because I have the defense buff. It really does suck not having a Protoku animation update though. Yet again, we have our giant debuff resistance. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? That was a really good crit spread a second ago. I killed it. What have I done? I don't know why I did that. At least we got 2 crits out of it. Come on. I mean, it's not gonna matter really at this point if he debuffs me or not. Well, he guarded one of them. He guarded the burn. It does make me wonder though if the skill seal has a higher than 100% chance. That's like that sample size though is like nothing, so it doesn't really tell you anything. Maybe we'll have a miracle turn and we live here, and then I can use my crits one more time. Because we're triple quick. Man, we didn't land the defense down. Well, he did do a little bit better than I thought he would, and we died. He didn't do amazing, like way behind regular coup, but it wasn't too bad. That was definitely ahead of you know, Dear Mid and how did what's her face Nya face there? How did she do? I want to say she was like 3-2-3 or something. So I think he might have done a little bit better than her. But they're close. I think they were about the same. Anyone got a booty lancer? That's one that I'd like to test here. Cause she's got a weird kit. Yeah, I think Protoku and her were about equal there. That's what I'm thinking. She was 303. That sounds right. Oh, we got a better Gareth. Gotta try that one out. So we have almost better Vertra, not 10-10-10, but 9-10-9, but MP2. I don't know if that's better or not. Let's see here though. Let's use that Gareth. All right, yeah, it's a pretty big Gareth there. What command code? I mean, what mystic code? Her stun is RNG as hell though. There's no way she's gonna land it that often because it has a chance to fail on its own, and then Gwen has magic resist. So you might get a stun, but you're not gonna get. It's not gonna be like Scath at all. Let me think. She's got 15.6k health. Got a deck of cards there. It's either default or Atlas. I just don't think she can go around the wheel, so I guess default, if I don't mind the burn. I wish that command code on the quick card was the other one that removes dots. I think it's the NASA one. The NASA one removes dots. There's a chance that would buy us a turn. Certainly no guarantee, but it could. We'll do this. No lures for Vertra. Yeah, I know the feeling. I'm actually doing okay on lures now, but after several years, lures finally caught up with me on my main. I'm starting to run it back now, though. It took like 4 years for me to ever run out of lures. And then now I've got like, I don't know, 4 sitting around. Hopefully we get another event that just gives us a crap load of lures. Every once in a while they'll give us like 3 or 4 from a single event. It's pretty swell. Wish that was Merlin command code, not the heal, but if I'm gonna whiff one of them, I would rather whiff it on turn 1, so. It's unlikely that the heal command code will do us any good here, though. It doesn't really matter if we whiff it. We'll round up and just barely get our MP. Ow, I just smacked my elbow there. Okay, Guts right away. We're gonna get skill sealed. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, that's a problem. That is such a fucking problem. I need to use my second skill next turn. I think I have to use Atlas. I guess I whiff it. Ugh, that means you really should not give her starting MP then, I guess. Or use Atlas, but oh, this I'm just gonna reset. This is terrible. Like there's no getting full value like that. I don't know though, because like this is just really awkward for her because Atlas. I just don't see a world where she actually lives long enough to get her skills back. So what's the point of the cooldown reduction? I wonder if I just quick chains. Less NP gain, but maybe I get a crit next turn and that'll help me get NP. Look at him casting buffs. It's the smart thing to do. If I was him, I would do that again this turn. Now that's nice. I'll rewarded quite a bit for our quick chain there. Okay. Maybe I should have already cast this. Buster chains are nice and everything, but I want that art card because it's got a 50% chance to crit and we got NP gain up and we need to get our NP again quick. I don't think Gareth is getting revenge for Camelot Zero now. I don't think that's happening. Didn't get the 50% crit, it's unfortunate. This operation is doomed to fail. Oh, she guarded the skill seal though. That makes me think it is not a extra chance. We just had bad luck. Do I remove that burn? See, this is where the other, the NASA one would be nice. Although I wouldn't really want to use the quick card here. It wouldn't be that bad. I think I remove it because I don't see us living too much longer anyway. This is the whole reason I don't like Atlas though, is because I just don't see these skills coming back. And because we did guard the skill seal, now I wish we'd had default, because the heal would have been more useful and the attack up would have been more useful. And the invulnerability and the evade are the same thing, essentially. I like the double NP though, that's nice. We get a benefit from our defense down on the previous one. I don't know why Chad is talking about Morgan not being a good mother, but that is an accurate statement. Like, I don't know what the context here is, but still accurate. Wow, really? We were pretty likely to not die that turn and have Guts go off next turn, but Gwaine wasn't having it. Unfortunate. Maybe we get some YOLO crits here. Yeah, there we go. Well, you could probably do a little bit better than that. I don't think you do way better than that, but you could do better than this. You could probably get to about 320k-ish. If things went really well and you min-maxed everything. But not too bad. She's not quite keeping up with, like, Protoku there. But she's kind of in that deer mid-range, maybe a little bit better, actually. What do we got here? We got that Raiko. Alright, we'll try Raiko. This is such a bad unit for this, though. If they're, like, she already has survival problems, and if you're fighting your counter class, that is not that's not good. Okay, there is no world where she's getting much out of Atlas unless we really need the skill seal. Let me look at her the timing. So on turn 1, we're about to get NP'd. We're probably going to NP. I like how she can remove debuffs, but she'll be skill sealed, so she can't use it. If we could go around the loop, Atlas would be great, because her cooldowns are 5, 6, 5. But I don't think she can even live that long because she has no survivability to speak of. Like, nothing. No heal, no defense up, no invulnerability, no guts, damage cut, nothing. Attack down, right? None of it. And we're going to use all of our skills, so we won't care about being skill sealed, so I think we do default. Like, she's going to spontaneously combust very quickly. Good opening hand for what we need. Totally set on MP gain now, I think. Oh yeah, we're fine. I guess the stars, just in case. Should have swapped those command codes, or the busters around, because even though the crit is higher, the other one has a better command code. There's only 2%. Although we did crit, so it worked out. But I think more times than not, that wasn't worth doing. She'd probably be best with Anniversary Blonde. Okay, this crit spread is so lucky The problem is, our first skill does Star Absorb, and it's gonna shuffle them. I almost want to not use it. Because yes, it gives you a crit buff, but it's probably gonna make us not crit. So I don't think we use it. That sounds whack, but I don't. I just think it's so likely it's gonna result in us not critting. So I'm gonna just take what we got and be happy with it. We do need to do Gwaine versus Gwaine, but Gwaine is so reliant on Anniversary Blonde. We can't really do it until Anniversary Blonde is leveled on this account. Like, he's just a quadrillion% you want Anniversary Blonde. Well, I mean, sometimes you can make Atlas work. That can be a thing. We can try it with Atlas just for funsies and see what happens. Did I not use the evade? Please tell me I used the evade. I'm thinking I didn't. God damn it. I was distracted about thinking about the first skill there. Look at all that damage she did, though. We literally would have had one more turn, maybe two. So she could have made it a good bit farther. That's actually super impressive burst damage, though. Yeah, that was definitely a throw. I think she wants Anniversary Blonde easily. The heal's not going to buy you a turn. The Buster Up's better than the attack up and the 20 stars. So Anniversary Blonde is better for her, like just easy. So we'll have to test her again when we actually have Anniversary Blonde, because it'll allow you to. The evade and the guts are going to buy you about the same amount of time. So. What you gonna eat though, Arjuna? That's the question. Well, our really nice opening hand has evaporated. Arjuna has a good time. I'm just saying. Do I put that quick card and just hope for a miracle? Sure, why not? Kind of a cool extra attack. Okay. This time we pretty much have to use it, even though it's still probably not gonna amount to anything. 30-40, you never know. This will be so glorious if we crit here. Because we got double attack up, Buster up, crit up. Buster first card bonus, 3 of a kind bonus. You know, Buster chain bonus, right? Like everything ever. Honestly, Raiko, both Berserker and Lancer have pretty cool like choreography in their attacks and stuff. Like their NP animations look cool and everything. I just do not like her character, and I really do not like her design. It generally has, well, at least we got one crit. Not too bad. Again, it's not about realism or any of that, or fan service. I don't care. I've never liked those kind of body proportions. It just looks, it's so absurd, and it's so, you know, it's kind of like, again, the whole swinging, you know, the axe around by the blade, and, you know, like, then the thing taking it seriously. It just doesn't work, and it's not a fan. Does not look good, but, you know, subjective things. Did not crit with 90% crit chance. Love it. Fantastic. At least we didn't die there. Definitely possible. Probably gonna die now though, so we're not going any farther than this. We'll go 30, 50, 60. We have some faith in crits here. Give me 2 crits game. Good enough. honestly, pretty good. She's level 90, not 100. And that shows how good her burst damage is. Like, you know, with no survival, she was still able to get that much done. Not bad. Like, not bad at all. Even though it's slightly worse than some of the other units we did, her toolkit is so unapplicable for this fight that that's a very impressive amount of damage to get in. Yeah, we don't have I don't really want to touch Vertra until we can use a proper one, because she is absolutely gonna embarrass herself. I guess we'll try it. I mean, why not? But this is NP1, level 90, bad command codes. Not that good of a CE either. Like, you know, it's an okay CE, but it's not on par with what we've been using, so she's gonna have a pretty damn rough time here. Gwen's also not divine. The wagon about to get sunned. Not the best opening hand. Is she permanent? I can't remember. I want to say she is permanent. Or am I just confusing that with somebody else? I'm pretty sure she is permanent. Anyway, I hope someday I get spooked by her, even though mine's not like leveled up right now, like skill rank wise. I think she's like 666 or whatever. But she does have fun gameplay, and she's kind of a cool character, so down the line, if I could just randomly get NP2, I'd be happy. Gotta get more Lancer gems though, and QP and all that. God, the amount of Lancers I have, dude. Oh yeah, we should do Romulus. Now, unlike a Reshigal and Karna, Romulus is like a normal AoE Lancer, so because this is a single target, I don't think he's gonna do great. The question is, how does he keep up with some of the other... Wait, did George live 2 turns? Fucking George lives 2 turns. George, please. But yeah, I don't think Romulus is going to keep up with the Reshigal and Karna. We'll see though. Also, my Romulus is not as upgraded as the Reshigal and the Karna that we used. Lower NP rank and lower level, and he's not 2k foed or any of that stuff. Not George, Leo? Oh. I mean, a lot of units get a lot of NP from being attacked, but it is weird. I've noticed that Gwen does give you a pretty healthy chunk. So I'm kind of wondering if part of this also just makes him give you more NP gain. Like, it's just a random thing. In team play, that won't matter too much, to be honest, but no, Grails do not affect your NP gain or any of that. So, it's either we just have more gain, because I will say, units do have a different stat for how much NP gain they get from being attacked than from attacking. And actually, generally, it's much higher. Units generally have, like, fucking Vertra here, she has 4% gain rate on being attacked, where her gain rate from attacking is 0.55, right? So her NP rate from being attacked is so much higher. I mean, it's so much higher. And that's how most units are. There are a few exceptions. There's a few very notable exceptions, but yeah, generally units just get a lot more from being attacked than attacking. But it does kind of seem like Gwen has some extra oomph, but I may just be imagining things. Fuck, we didn't get our NP. I'm just gonna, again, overwhelmingly likely to get it there, so I'll just use our command spell. Unless we're totally okay with using battery here, like I would have battery here anyway. Nope, I would not have used my battery here, so. I don't want to reset just for to get a slightly better NP gain on those first few turns. Dude, if you read all of the stuff with Vertra from the story, her bio, my room lines, the fucking Valentine's Day scene, and you like see her, you know, character in total, she is such a weird character. Like, she is just such a bizarre combination of things. And I mean, it's interesting and she's pretty funny, but she is such a strange character. Like, she just has different personality things combined that you don't normally see combined, right? Her Valentine's Day seems pretty funny. Okay, we looped and we didn't even need our second skill, so that's kind of awkward. The sad thing is we're just not doing any damage because we're NP1 and level 90 and unupgraded NP and all these things, and he's not divine. If we could just have her at NP2, I think she would have a decent showing here. One of these days, I'm sure we'll get to test out a good. I mean, this one's not bad. It's not bad. But it's not on par with what we've been using, right? So, like, upgrade-wise, she's behind everybody. Don't! Ooh! Okay, now we get to use our second skill. So Atlas is not gonna do much for us. It's gonna do a little bit. We'll get our art up again, but only for 1 turn instead of the 3 turns. She is very much a unit though that wants NP ranks, because let's say you're getting an extra NP rank makes you do, you know, 20% more damage. But you only NP once or twice, that's not that big of a damage boost then. But if you're NPing over and over and over and over and over and you're applying that damage boost over and over, and it adds up a lot. And as you can see, she is NPing a lot. Like, I mean, she's already NP'd what, 4 or 5 times? Like, I think 4 times. So that bonus damage from a higher NP rank is gonna be very noticeable. All right, land the buster up or the art up. Do not do the quick up, for the love of God. Art up would be preferable, but buster up is acceptable because it applies the buster up before damage actually. Oh my God. So, if she was grailed like the other units we were using, and she was like NP3 and those kinds of things, she probably would get, I don't know, maybe 320, 330, somewhere in that range. Not too bad. That's kind of where you'd actually expect an AoE Lancer to get. Areshigal and Karna are definitely the exception, not the rule. Most AoE Lancers are not going to do well here, like at all. Okay. Let's do one more. We'll do Romulus. I think that's enough Lancer shenanigans. Let me get on my main account here on my phone. There's on my ult for Proto-Q there. I have absolutely no idea what command codes to give him. Not a clue. I don't know if he's gonna need like the Merlin one. I don't know if I'm gonna do like B art art. I have no idea. So this is probably not gonna be the most optimal run ever. Also, my Romulus is not as upgraded as a lot of the units we've been using today. He is decent, though. He's 10, 10, 10, 90, NP2, so he's, you know, not trash, but he's certainly not on par with all these, like, level 100s and 2k foes. And, you know, Karna and Areshigal, I think, were NP3 and NP5, respectively. Or was she NP4? I know she was, I think, 4 or 5. But, at least he's not NP1 or, like, level 80 or 666 or any, you know, crap like that. I gotta take the command codes off Scath, because we might use some of them. Love the command code UI, it's so much fun. Hey Zaw, what's up? I just realized we haven't used Canis this entire time. We'll have to do, okay, we'll do Romulus and then Canis. I don't know why I didn't think of that. We're doing all these fucking Lancers, and we didn't do Canis. I think I just disappointed Zaw. Okay, where is Romulus? Okay, what do I give him? I have absolutely no idea. I guess I'm gonna go really generic, and just because I don't know what to do with the command codes, and we'll do the Gilgamesh and anti-mail one on Buster, and then I'll do like Star Bomb on Quick, and maybe an art card. Do I do a Merlin one though? Maybe. I always have such a hard time finding the anti-mail one, which is weird because it's the first command code listed. I have every command code they've ever added, and it's at the very top of the list. And so and so no matter what command codes you have, if you have it, it is always the first one listed, period. So I don't know why I have a hard time finding it. It should actually be rather easy. Okay, it is very debatable who has the better Canis, me or Zaw. I'm not sure. I'm kind of leaning towards me, but it's very close. And because my Canis won't have command code set up, because what I'm doing right now, I'm just going to let Zaw set his up, and, you know, he's got the faux pas and all the good shit anyway. I'm telling you, one day, though, Zaw's just going to have the better, he's just going to have the better Canis than me. There's no way I can compete, because, you know, he does have the faux pas and all that, where I like Canis and everything, but I don't think she's ever getting faux pas. Unless they start giving faux pas out a lot more regularly, which I hope they don't, because one, they're less special than, and two, my QP can't handle it. But yeah, I don't see me ever giving them to Canis. So, you know, the next in the running is either Mori or Billy, and maybe Mordred. But yeah, I don't see Canis quite making the cut. What do I put on? I guess I'll just do the Merlin command code, because fuck, it's on someone else. Oh wait, no, it's not. Okay, no, it is. Fuck. Love command codes. So much fun. Taking 3 years to do anything. Alright, what do I put on the other art card, though? I'll do Star Bomb. Okay. I think he's ready. I don't think Canis is getting buffed right now. I do think she's gonna get buffed someday, because the player base is just so convinced that she's bad. I think she has a chance to be buffed. I think it is possible she's gonna get buffed here. But I'm not super confident, just because there's quite a few 4-star Lancers that I think could definitely use it, and they're older and everything. So, yeah, I don't know, but it could happen. We'll see. But yeah, I think Zaw really wants her to get buffed, not just for the buff, but just so she gets rated up, which would be nice, because yeah, she hasn't been rated up in a long time. So yeah, a lot of people think Valkyrie or Lancer Vlad. A lot of people are on that boat. Valkyrie definitely needs it pretty bad. If you're not doing double scatty, she's just not so great. Fuck, he's another unit that wants Anniversary Blonde, but I guess we'll do Atlas and see what we get out of it. Oh, any chance you're still here, Noelle? Because Noelle's got the code. Because Noelle's crazy. I need to, oh yeah, he already put it in there. I need to make that a command. Noelle really, carrying my ass here. Oh, it's Chun-Li Lancer. Yeah, she could use a buff too. That could happen too. That could definitely happen. Oh god, not the opening hand I wanted to see. I might end up casting our second skill though next turn. Depends on how things go. Casting into early should be good to give Atlas, but it's not a good time for the stars. Might take a while to figure out the right setup for Romulus. Okay, I don't think I cast it early. I'm just gonna command spell. I don't want to reset to just go get more cards. Because I mean, look at that. We got one Buster card and one art card. That's all we ever got. That's really bad. Especially when on the second hand you have a 50% chance to get a fucking Brave Chain. Well, it's not bad to cast this here, actually. The thing is, if I was gonna do it like that, I should have already cast it, I think. Because it could be further on the coming back on the cooldown, and I could get it back. Yep, should have cast it the turn before then. Mistakes have been made. I hope Achilles gets an MP buff. He doesn't need it, but I really like him. Well, you're totally honest, so fair enough. And I'm kind of in the same boat, and I don't really mind Achilles getting stronger. Also, Achilles is supposed to be a super ridiculous servant, so I think it's okay if they buff Achilles' MP. But there are a lot of riders that need the buff more. But none of the riders are really bad. I would say Europa probably deserves it the most, but even she doesn't really need it. It would just be nice. But yeah, I've always said 5-star rider, it could be anybody. It could be Drake, it could be, I mean, it could just be so many things. It could be Europa, it could be Achilles. That was not ideal. Well, we're gonna die before ever getting any value out of Atlas, so Atlas was wrong. I should have brought default, or I think his best is gonna be Anniversary Blonde. Yeah, he's having a terrible showing here, but not exactly fair for him with the situation. Less upgraded, got unlucky, played wrong, and wrong Mystic Code, because we don't have the right Mystic. Well, actually, we do have the right Mystic Code, but it's the wrong level, so. I should have done quick. There's no way I'm going to need that much MP. No, I'm not. Gwen is going to give us a lot, so. Or not. Or fucking not. We could have NP'd with 5 Romans. There'd been 5 Romans on the field. But now we don't get to do that. Feels bad. That would have been such a big boost to our NP damage, man. Because, you know, Romulus is Roman, and he gave himself the Roman trait. And then Gwen's triple Romans, so it's 5 Romans. So that's a huge damage boost. But 98%. Well, that was a terrible showing, although you could easily see how he could have gotten farther. I would say on a good run, and especially if he was upgraded like the other units we saw, you could probably get to around where Protoku was. I'd say he could probably get to the about 300k. Like, if he was level 100, you know, at least MP3. Maybe I played a little bit better because I didn't play so good. He could probably get to 300k. That's pretty respectable, honestly, for AoE. All right, there's our boys. Well, I'm pretty sure she wants Anniversary Blonde here because she's not going to live long enough to go around with Atlas, but we don't have Anniversary Blonde, so she's not getting a fair shake either. If you're noticing, Buster units are getting really screwed over right now, but I mean, what am I going to do? Honestly, it would not be crazy to buff Romulus. I don't think he's good, but he is not on par with some of the other, you know, AoE Lancers and other AoE classes out there. You know, because it was so memey and funny, people, you know, have this impression that he's some top tier DPS unit. He absolutely is not. He's not bad. He's absolutely not bad either. But he's not. He really is not like some. There is one context where he is kind of nuts. And that is where you're fighting maybe like 3 bosses at once or 6 bosses at once, and there's break bars on each boss. So you're going to NP everyone, and they're all going to still be alive, and they're going to keep the debuffs. And you've got to set up with like Waver and Merlin or whatever, and you're NPing pretty rapidly with him. That's pretty damn strong, because then you start doing really crazy damage because there's just so many Romans out on the field. And because what can happen if they're not break bar enemies, and there's not a lot of enemies, and they're dying, is they take the Roman to the grave with them. So you're not getting the buff anymore. Where if the enemies are staying on the field and you got all these Roman traits, then his AoE damage is really, really good. But honestly, it's pretty hard to set that up, and he's not the best unit for spamming. And you know, he is Buster, and he's unupgraded, and he doesn't have that much damage up in his kit and stuff. So he's really not busted. He's absolutely not. But he can be good, definitely. He's not weak. He's got some solid survival. He's got some nice normal card damage. You know, he's got some battery. And if you do repeat NP with him, you know, it can get better. And you do get like an inherent bonus if you happen to be working with other servants that are inherently Roman as well, so that's nice. Okay, I'm glad we got our NP gain right now, so I don't have to worry about it. Can I do the Buster attack? Yeah, we've got the Merlin command code, I think it's okay. Yeah, we're fine. Lantoria could definitely use the buff. She just needs an NP upgrade. She literally just needs an NP upgrade. Because she's, you know, she's got the quick charge, she's got the attack up, the buster up, but she needs an upgraded NP. Like, if your kid is going to be all about getting that in... Because look at Billy. Billy's really, you know, just boom, get the NP, then he kind of falls off. But that's how he's supposed to be. But his NP actually hits hard for what he is. She doesn't. You know, she puts all the eggs in to get my NP right away and just go boom. But it's more like go pop, right? It's not really boom. So, yeah, she could use some help there. I wish we could make stars here. But, we'll take the Buster Chain. Look at those faux pas, though. I should cast this now. It's pretty accurate, Beastly. It's all the red cards. Such a shame we didn't make any stars there, though. It's gonna be hard to get value with our third skill. It's gonna be, the timing's gonna be pretty tight here. Do I go for the double NP? I don't think so, especially because I used the first skill. No crits feels bad. This is why we need Anniversary. I wish Anniversary Blonde was named something else. It's a terrible name and it's just annoying. Most of the other Mystic Coats have names that work a lot better for like identifying them. We could have gone around the loop pretty quick there, though. I'm really hoping Gwen attacks us a lot here, and we just, got our NP that way. Okay, I'll take that crit. Being a little risky here. How about that damage cut, though? Fuck! I should have cast Guts too soon. I shouldn't have cast it a turn ahead like I did. Normally that's right, but it wasn't right there. Cause I'd be in the exact same boat, but I would still have Guts right now. So I fucked that up. Gwen, please don't do 11,000 damage to me. If he doesn't do 11,000 damage to me, I actually made the right play. I think I should save my attack down for now, because this is when I need it. Well, she already did better than Proto-Ku and Deermid and all that, though she's definitely not on par with Ku or Scath, but, oh shit, though, we're not done yet. Feels good. Is there any I wish I could have the Guts go off and not the damage cut. Because then I could have an attack down and damage cut the next turn. And, you know, before we took very little damage, but we didn't have the attack down. So we could potentially live. But it doesn't matter because we're gonna die to the dot, actually. Fuck, that's a problem. Yeah, we're gonna lose a turn because of that. Damn it. I wonder if it's worth working. Oh, we do have the dot clear command code. Will that buy us a turn? I think it will. Let me see here. Wait, no it won't, because yeah, the Guts goes off here. Well, fuck. Yeah, it's true, we get skill sealed, so yeah, I wouldn't be able to use it like that anyway. Do I go for my NP? I think we go for our NP. Then we might be able to get a glorious crit at the last second here. Well, we guarded something. We guarded the skill seal. God damn it. Okay. Alright, she comes back with enough health not to die to the dot. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm out of my mind today. Alright, well. I gotta say, she's doing good though. She's doing pretty damn good. It's like Canis is a really good unit or something. as I always say, and as I'm pretty sure I've shown in my videos for both. I mean, I don't just do solos, right? I've used her in team settings, and she's performed incredibly well in team settings. So there's no world where she's bad. She is a great fucking unit, and she's a 4-star. Look at this. She actually is keeping up with Scath and Ku. She's not quite there, but really close. Now, I do think, though, when we really set Ku up, he's going to get way farther, but we'll see. Looks like a C-tier Lance. Man, like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, she did really good there. And she's not as upgraded as some of the other units, although she is more upgraded than Scath was, but not by a lot. Jesus. Yeah, people would say, oh, you know, you just use Canis in solo. It's like, no, I've used her in teams, and she does really well there, too. Like, she's just a really good unit. Okay, I think that's enough Lancers versus Gwen. Canis kind of came at the last second there, though, and really represented there. Not half bad. So Canis, Areshigal, and Karna were definitely the AoE Lancers that did the best. I think Canis did the best, though, out of them. Although, again, she's kind of not AoE. It's kind of debatable there. Yeah, D tier. It's so fucking stupid. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to eat, and then I think I'm going to come back and play some Darkest Dungeon, because I fucking love that game, and I want to play more of it. But I think it's enough FGO for now. God, can we get an event, though? Seriously. It has been fun, though, testing out units, and you know, we'll test out the unit that gets buffed every day. That's actually been kind of fun to do. We'll try to use them in some team stuff and some solo. It's nice to do both. Imagine if we had story replay, though, and you could use them in a boss fight where they're actually applicable, right? That'd be great. Alright, lads. I will be back in, like, 10-20 minutes or something. And then we'll play some Darkest Dungeon. But for those that are just here for FGO, thank you for hanging out. I'll definitely be playing tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Is it Assassin? Is tomorrow 1-star Assassin? Wait, I can just look at the thing here. Let me find it. God damn it, stop moving. Oh, yeah, it's the 1-star Assassin. That's kind of exciting, because I think everybody wants all of them to be buffed. There's a lot of people that want every single 1-star Assassin to be buffed. Like, there's a lot of Charlotte fans are like, oh my god, it's our time. A lot of Kojiro fans are like, fix the second skill. A lot of Mario Party fans are just like, can we get literally anything, right? So, you know, dreams will be crushed and made tomorrow, so that'll be a fun one. So if Matahari gets it, we're gonna have to test her in team stuff, because, and I don't know, unless her buff suddenly makes her a DPS or something weird, but she's a support. So if she's the one that gets buffed, we'll do team stuff and we'll just use her as a support, and we'll pick a DPS that we just think is, you know, applicable or something. What's the day after? I'm curious here. So it's Assassin, and then it's the Rider. Okay. Yeah, man. Poor Zaw. Zaw has to wait until the final day, and Zaw has so much competition. I think the 4-star Lancer is such a competitive one, so Zaw has to just wait in horror for like the maximum amount of time. Anyway, I will see you all soon for the Darkest Dungeon stuff, and I'm out of here.